Still says going live. Oh, for the love of heck. Okay, so I'm having some type of problem. Warning, this stream's kilobytes is lower than the recommended bitrate. Why? It should be dead on. Hang on here. Let me go check my bitrate. If it'll even let me. It probably won't let me while I'm broadcasting. Hang on. Come on. Let's see. What is my... Yeah, I'm fine. My bitrate is dead set. And I'm putting it out. So YouTube, it's a you problem. Not a me problem. That is a you problem. So I'm not sure. Sorry, everybody. This is my life. I don't understand what is going on, but YouTube is saying I'm having a stream problem. So it's almost like YouTube is futzing with me. It does show them live now, though, which is good. So, okay. So that's good. So I don't know how much of what I said, even though it originally told me I was live, is saying I'm still dropping. Even though it's not... use a lower bit rate. I'm already... We're making use a bit rate of 6,800. Well, I'm already below that. You guys are idiots. I did below the average because so it wouldn't drop. All right, so okay, we'll just go with it. It seems to be working next to me. YouTube, kiss my butt. At least YouTube got my chat going. So I don't know what it cut off because it told me I was live. And it said it was going. Then after I started, I went back to this screen and it said nope. So, you know, YouTube. Okay. All right, so, welcome tonight. I don't know if anybody saw, I was asking a quick question on who is this guy on my shirt? And no Democrats, it's not some racist thing. Also, saying we were going to talk tonight about how Democrats are friggin' nuts. Yes, I hate to come in a little hot, but they are freaking nuts. They are actually releasing illegal immigrant criminals who are child predators out of jail to just so they can avoid ICE detainers. ICE is a detainer, and they would rather release child predators back into the streets with you, me, and our kids. Insane. Then we're going to talk about property taxes because I have a view on property taxes I want to talk about, and now stories are coming up. Because Florida is looking at eliminating property taxes. So we're going to talk a little about that. And then we'll edge over maybe to a little bit of X and see what we can find there that's maybe scary, annoying, and maybe amusing. That's how we'll end there. And I got to throw out a shout out to the people in the chat last night. American Explorer. It was Mr. Miles, Study Boy NZ. And there were a couple lurkers out there. A couple people that were messaging me on X that I saw. We had an amazing chat last night, and I appreciate that. So, as a tiny channel, as somebody who started multiple YouTube channels, when I know you're this size, it's tough, especially in this big pool to get anybody there. So, since I know that YouTube was messing with my stream a minute ago, and still says I'm below, my bitrate is not right. I don't know. I don't know what they're whining about because they're idiots. So, yeah. Okay, sorry, I got my screen all jacked up. There we go. I was boxing around with a dog. I think they all gave up on me. Yep. The only thing in here is one of my cats. I got one of my yard panthers behind me. But, yeah, in case any lefties want to come in and go, basement troll. Yes, I am a basement troll. This is my den downstairs. My man cave is a sci-fi, pop culture, 80s toys, 70s toys man cave. But it's mine, not my mom's, so just in case you're wondering. But yeah, also, I wanted to kind of talk about some of the stuff going on that Democrats have. The position Democrats are in, this is kind of my opening little monologue almost. Democrats are in an insane position right now. They are in such a position, and I talked a little about this last night in monologue, but it gets worse. Every time Trump does anything, they must always take the opposite. And honestly, Democrats back, as we talked in my stream last night, Democrats back during maybe the Clinton era was the last time that Democrats and Republicans alike worked together. That was that era where it was ending. But that was the last time I remember Democrats and Republicans working together to get stuff done and coming to some agreement. And while I admit the Republicans have wandered off the reservation a little far on the right, the Democrats have gone knuckin' futs on that left side. I can't even see those jerks without binoculars anymore. At least the Republicans, I can kind of see them and go, yo, hey, what's up over there? So this lack of working together is killing our country. It really is. It just makes no sense. I don't understand it. And the Democrats have, unfortunately, made their bed, and they're choosing to die in that puppy. They will not. Even if it's something they have historically called for. The Democrats used to be huge about wanting government accountability and didn't trust government. Don't openly just trust your government. Holy crap. Just in the time I've been with my wife, she had friends who were always talking originally about, oh, don't trust the government, don't trust the government. And I saw a switch. Because not too long after we got married, a couple of her friends were suddenly going, well, the government wouldn't do anything that's not in your best interest ever. And it was a weird switch. And I had to I kind of did a Stewie. I was like, the hell are you talking about? It was freaky. And it's gone worse since. But now it doesn't matter if Trump is doing anything. If he's doing something legal and constitutional, they'll still scream constitutional crisis. They make things up. You got Trump's polling numbers right now are his best ever. They've slipped a little lately, but they're still his best ever. Crazy. But yet, while that's going on, you got David Pac-Man coming out, and he actually put something out, post today stating, Donald Trump, he's got Donald Trump like crying or something, with almost like blood running out his face, crying, and it shows Donald Trump's lowest poll numbers ever. What the fuck are you talking about? This is the problem with Democrats right now. They are not living in reality. Yet, if you go over to Reddit and a lot of these places where they like to hang out, and I'm not talking regular Democrats, I'm talking about crazy, far-left, lunatic people, they are the ones that go, well, the Republicans aren't living in the real world. They're on the wrong side of history. No, we're not. And I'm not even a Republican. I'm a center person with a little leaning that way. But you guys are out of your minds. You are so far out there. You can't even look at what your party used to be, what you've always espoused to lately. Hey, your party loved the borders and walls. Clinton had speeches, Obama had speeches about it. But so as Trump comes in, you were led and programmed like sheep. Now suddenly you hate everything that your party stood for and what they wanted. So, and now the Democrats, and I keep saying it, I'm going to keep hammering it maybe almost every night. Democrats can't turn away from their fringe left anymore. It's the biggest constituency they have left and the only one that is really loyal to them. And if they turn from the craziness they've programmed these people with, they're going to lose them. And they also know these people on the far, far left will come after them. They would. They will come after them. So, they're a little worried. But that's the end of that. So we are going to get into this. Let me pop this up. Maybe. Uh-oh. You know what helps? That's shrinking me down, everybody. So I got... We're supposed to do it automatically. It didn't do it. So, why is it not doing what it's supposed to? There it is. Hey, it clicked over. Okay. Weird. Oh, no, I got tiny. Doing. Hey, I like me right about there. All right. We're over here on X, but there's tons of places you can find this. Heck, I can pull up right here. I can pull up, I don't want that. This one. Blue State County ignores ICE detainers against illegal immigrant charged with child predator stuff. Wow. The immigrant is charged a series of violent felonies, including child interfering and extortion with threat of injury. Insane. Insane. They're releasing these people in just to spite Trump, to spite Tom Homan, to spite you, the American people. And I'm sorry, Democrats, whether you like it or not, Trump was very open about what he wanted to do with immigration, and people voted for it. So you are on the wrong side of history, and you need to get the fuck out of the way and shut down or shut up and let it go on for right now. Or at least if you're going to fight it, do it legally, not do illegal, stupid crap. I think this, if any illegal immigrant that is like this is released and hurts another person in America, touches another child, whoever released them, and I'm even talking about the police in line who let that person walk out of that jail, everybody should be prosecuted. Yeah, as an accomplice. If they touch another child, if they kill another American citizen, everybody in line who helped that person out should be arrested and charged. That is accomplice. If I'm robbing a bank, or if I'm with somebody robbing a bank, if I'm just a getaway driver, guys are inside robbing the bank, they end up, ending someone's life. Guess what? When we go up for trial, I am also charged with that murder. Because I was part of that crime. I'm an accomplice and part of it. So are these people. This is stupid. This is dumb. And this is where we got to hold our elected officials to standards they hold us to. All our agencies, our police and everything else, and our government people, IRS, whatever agency, hold us to damn standards. They hold us to laws. What's one of the biggest things? Anybody that's been pulled over or gone through a court thing or talked to somebody about a law, even a lot of lawyers, what's one of the things they say to you? Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. So if these asshats go, well, I didn't know that was a law, too bad, not an excuse. And these are the people in charge of our laws. So they usually know the laws. This is insane. But we're going to go over here in X and talk about it more. Tiffany X over here. He's picking exactly the right city, Ron. Boston is a hotbed for criminal aliens, particularly child predators, because they know Massachusetts protects them. Local police release them, arrest every fucking cop that does that. I've got Blue Lives stickers on my car. I love cops. I grew up with cops and I wanted to be one. Crappy lungs. But I'll tell you what. While most of our cops are good people, we need to eliminate every police officer who will do this shit. You are releasing child predators back around children, including, I'm sure they're okay, because hell, in a lot of these blue states where you're not supposed to have firearms, hell, the police get to have whatever the fuck they want in their houses. Where you can't have an AR. If you're a police officer, you get to have an AR in most states. Where the limitations on any of your firearms, police don't have that. So when they release a child predator, they know they're probably able to defend themselves. So, but you, too bad. Every police officer that does this should be arrested and never ever work in law enforcement again. And don't say this, I was following orders. That does not work. We didn't allow that for World War II criminals, so no. Release them back on the streets and refuse to honor ICE detainers, forcing ICE to nab them themselves. Hopefully they can find them before AOC tells them how to skedaddle or how to hide. Just hide in somebody's house and they don't have to answer the door. This is stupid. And what if they don't find them quick enough? What if they go out and drunk drive and kill another American citizen? What if they touch another kid? If that happens, like I said a second ago, every single person in that chain that got that person out, arrest them. And I hope Tom Homan hears that. Arrest them. This is nutty as crap. I mean, if we, see if we can zoom in on this. Yeah, look at these. Look at this. Oh, I'm not going to read a lot of this. A lot of this will get you dinged. But here's April 15, 2024. Boston arrests Brazilian national charged with touching kids. In a bad way. Not touching. I am saying the bad way. Predatory interfering with children. How do I say? Boston arrests Guatemalan national charged with doing the same thing. with a Massachusetts resident. Doesn't say child this time, but Massachusetts resident. Boston apprehends Colombian national arrested for sex crimes against a child. This is stupid. Guatemalan national. Haitian national. Another Guatemalan. I mean, these are just examples. There's tons of these. If you go research this, you're going to find a crap load. Hey, Jim Patterson, how you doing? Jim Patterson, no, that is not an excuse. I'm sorry, bud. Sorry to stay hot here, but we cannot give police officers that out. When you join to be a police officer, you take an oath to the people of where you're a law enforcement officer, and you take an oath to our Constitution and our laws and saving, protect, and serve the people. Because some jackass in a suit tells you, release this person who touches kids. And the thing is, Jim, these people aren't even seeing courts. These city governments are just saying, nope, release them. Tom Homan sends an ICE detainer for these people, and they go, nope, we're going to release them. They're doing it to spite Donald Trump, spite Tom Homan, and it's a big F-you to the voters of America who want these people gone. Let alone, they want all illegals gone, let alone the child touchers and the drunk drivers and stuff. So I'm not giving police that out. If you're a police officer, you had anything to do with the release of a child predator back on the streets, then you should lose your job. What is that old saying? The only way for evil to grow is to win is for good men to be quiet. Isn't that what it was? The only way evil can win is if good men stay silent. That's what these people are doing. They are going, well, I was told to. Well, boy, that sure didn't work at the Nuremberg trials, did it? We have never allowed this. How many times has your mom told you, well, if Timmy jumped off the bridge, would you? Or if Timmy told you to jump off the bridge, would you do it? Come on. We don't allow this for 10-year-olds. But when it comes to government officials, suddenly it's a valid argument. Yet I dare you to try that again if they pick you up. If they pick you up, go, well, Bob over here stabbed a dude, so I thought I could, right? It's stupid. So there's not even courts involved here. They're just releasing these people. To stymie Trump is stupid. And I think every officer involved, I'm sorry, Jim, should be absolutely fired for it and probably jailed. If anything happens to another child or another American citizen from any of these people released, everybody in line should face criminal charges. You got to get people of integrity, people of honor. Good people must speak out, which is honestly why Trump won. Good people finally had enough to overrule their, hey, I just want to mind my own business, live my life. They finally said, screw this, we have to stop it. Mr. Miles. The audio and video might be out of sync because, and I can't change it, because YouTube, don't know why, they started my stream, so I'm not even sure where it started, because it said it started, but then it said, warning, stream's bitrate is lower than recommended, even though I am actually purposely slightly lower, and it's worked fine. And I'm not opening their widget. It says, we recommend you use this stream, but I'm really close. I am right on. And this is what works all the time on YouTube. So I don't know what's going on. So I think it started and it really synced up funny. So it might be out of date. You can try refreshing. I don't want to try that because I'm live and I'm not sure what that'll do. Used to be, even if you opened their widget, you would have a problem. So yeah, I mean, you can still see the little warning right here. And that is BS. But no, we can't allow this. Mr. Miles, yes, the silent majority finally spoke up. Yeah, I'm not even sure if YouTube cut it because it said I was live, but then I looked on my computer over here and it wasn't. But the YouTube swore I was live. It was showing it. My computer said no. So I don't know. But I was thanking the chat for last night because what a good night. The chat all put out a lot last night. So I appreciate it, Mr. Miles. The silent majority finally spoke up. Yes. Yes, they did. Jim Patterson. I don't disagree. They arrest them and then send them back on the street, back out the door. They tell them, don't arrest them. Well, I know, Jim, but see, once again, these cops have got to stand up and say, dude, I'm not following that order. And honestly, people go, well, they could fire. Not if all the cops stood up and showed integrity. If every police officer in the city of Boston stood up and said, screw you, we're not releasing child diddlers back onto the street. What are they going to do? Fire every police officer? Good luck. But that's the problem. We don't have enough police officers with integrity to stand up. They would rather worry about, well, I've got to make my next boat payment, or I got a child on my own feet, which, hey, is noble. But my God, what about people's children getting messed with? How would they feel if there was a child diddler that messed with their kid that got released? And like I stated a little bit ago, these police officers in most of these blue states, the firearms regulations on you and me don't go to them. They get to have ARs in their house, big capacity magazines, whatever they like. And they get to have body armor. A lot of states, we don't get any of that. So, a little weird. But they gotta show integrity. Honestly, I love police officers. But if the police officer does not have enough integrity to stand up against illegal laws, dangerous, stupid orders, and do the right thing with their oath, then they need to not be there. Just like the Supreme Court. If you're a SCOTUS justice who won't rule on constitutional shit and you keep turning those cases away for decades, while a lot of Americans in some states have their rights infringed or removed totally, then you should be impeached. So I am, people think Trump is rough. No, I am much rougher than Trump. This here is insane. This is insane. That they are letting these people back on the streets. I mean, this one here, he's 18. 18 already. Oh, I mean, come on. Holy crap. And there's more. It just keeps going. I mean, I just don't know what to even say about this. The fact that Democrats would rather release these people than, for the love of God, have them deported. This is where they are. They are stuck. They have buried themselves. Democrats are defending child predators. Well, we can't let them get rid of the child predators. But, okay, this is where I have a problem. I know Mr. Miles was here for part of this last night. Democrats and Republicans used to be able to work together. They did bills and laws where they didn't get everything they wanted, but they had a level of overlap, an agreement of overlap. That's where our laws and regulations came from. And new bills and stuff, but not now. Democrats won't even look and agree with Trump, go, hey, you know what? We don't agree with you getting rid of everybody who came here illegally. But Jesus, anybody touches kids, hell yeah, get them out. No, Democrats won't even do that. And I would defy any Democrat to tell me how in the name of shit this is okay. How in the name of shit these people deserve to be here. Hell no. And a lot of these people came here already having records of doing this in their countries. So other countries making their horrid people our problem? No way, baby. No way. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's insanity right there. That I live in a state surrounded by, like Iowa's constitutional carry. A lot of states are. And I'm living in one of the dumbest states. The very fact that, once again, we don't have people of integrity. And yes, SCOTUS, I'm throwing this at you. You either have no integrity and or you're just big pussies. You are. Big time. Because your very mandate is to stand up and rule over constitutional and civil rights issues. Infringements on the Second Amendment are both. Yet these jackasses keep kicking the can down the road. Oh, we'll refuse to hear it. We'll kick it back to the lower court. The same lower court that keeps ruling against the people, no matter how many sue, no matter how many get to higher courts, ruling against. The Supreme Court goes, nope. This is insane. And there is a mechanism in our government to impeach Supreme Court justices. I love how our government tells you, well, they're there for life. You can't do nothing. Look that crap up. They can be impeached. And not following the court's very mandate on civil rights constitutional issues is an impeachable offense. I mean, at the very least, these wieners should have ruled decades ago on the FOID card in Illinois. Nowhere is it legal to have to pay a state for your rights. They go, well, you're not paying for your rights. You're paying for this card, which is a fee for all the paperwork we have to do for your firearms. Then why is it if I don't get that, I can't have my firearm? That means you are charging me for my right. But no, we can't get some jackasses in dresses to stand up and say that. Let alone all the other illegal gun laws across this country. I mean, Jim Patterson, you are good in your state, but imagine trying to travel with your firearm. Every city, county, and state has all this patchwork of gun laws. And nobody can keep track of them fully, and I think they like that. They like us with firearms scared. Scared to take them with us. Scared to carry them too far. Scared to do anything with them if we do need to defend ourselves. I mean, come on. A lot of times you get arrested. So this is just stupidity. I cannot believe this, releasing these. And Mr. Miles, you're in California, right? The amount of money California is spending on illegals over the citizens is crazy. It's insane. Billions they spend on health care, free health care for the illegal aliens in your state. Citizens of California, screw you, unless you're a welfare queen or somebody who wants to not do anything with their life, just get the freebies. But you know what? Illegal alien, hey, here's some free medical for you. And California gave you free housing, free tons of stuff, while American citizens are on the streets. Oh, you're a veteran. Too bad. But hey, illegal alien, come on over. So it's nuts. Mr. Miles, boy, you're right on that. Dude, I'm telling you, Canada looked at California and really did say, hold my beer. Canada in the last 4 years or so has gone insane. I know a couple people from Canada, and they say it's not good there. It is really bad. Worse than we know. And they said, if you watch our state media, one of them knows I have a VPN and can watch his media live. He goes, don't believe our media because they're state-owned. I'm like, ugh. He said there's rumblings of them trying to do something about it. But he wasn't super hopeful. And I didn't know how bad, but he was telling me how bad they are actually buried in illegals, that their government just brings them in against their laws, like Biden was here. They're buried. Mr. Miles, I plan on moving soon, looking at Texas. Dude, a lot of people are looking at Texas. Be careful where you go in Texas. Texas is not the perfect mecca everybody thinks it is, but I've had thoughts of going to Texas myself. My wife and I, before Mr. Biden killed the economy, we were actually looking at buying houses, approved and everything. Then Biden gets in, the housing prices are way too high, and because of his inflation, our dollar was worth less. We're going to move farther away from my wife's job, so now our gas is going to go way up, with all the cost of groceries, all the inflation and everything, and the interest rates. Holy shit, we finally had to back off. So we're still stuck in Illinois. But we looked at Texas, Tennessee, and Florida. My wife doesn't like Florida. She's like, can we get maybe close to Florida? I don't know why she doesn't like Florida. She doesn't seem keen on it. She's a little more open to Tennessee and Texas. So, yeah. So we're hoping. We're hoping the economy improves. And we have two options. We are either going to stay here because we own everything, which is tough. We are very blessed that had to be able to have done that. It's been a lot of hard work. I mean, we both have medical bills. Mine is a little rough, but we own everything. And it's tough once you own. It's like a vehicle. You'll drive that thing into the ground once you own it because you don't want payments again. Same with a house. It's tough. But we're looking across the river. We're also thinking Iowa. Just across the river. We like the Quad Cities. But we can get double the house, double the property for less property taxes in Iowa. And it's craziness. Maybe Oklahoma, but probably not Oklahoma. I've thought about that. I've thought about Oklahoma. Some people say that parts of Oklahoma are better than Texas in a way. Because they have less of the lefties in a lot of Oklahoma. That's what I hear. Work on my tan and my Spanish. Jim. Oh, God. Oh. But no, I just can't believe Democrats have gone this far. They won't even agree with Trump. I mean, my God, don't you think it would be unifying for the country? Which maybe that's part of the problem. Don't you think it'd be unifying for the country if Democrats come out and go, you know what? We are going to work with Mr. Trump here. We're going to work with Mr. Homan. We're going to get rid of all these child touchers, drunk drivers. People are attacking our people. Get all these drug dealers out of here. And honestly, I think would actually be a good move for Democrats. You would talk about bring goodwill, but from the American public. Democrats have the lowest rating in their party's history right now. People hate them more than ever in history. Even after they were supporting slavery and voted against civil rights amendments for slaves and stuff. People hate them more now. It's like, whoa. Democrats, you should be out there. And I don't mind helping Democrats because we need to get back to some sanity. Democrats need to get sanity and come back on board. We need to have Democrats get some common sense. Tell that far fringe left, F off, go away. You may have to rebuild your coalition, Democrats, but get rid of them. Come back on board, show common sense, get rid of these. And you know what? Some of the people that voted for Trump that are center or a little bit left that voted for Trump might actually start paying attention to you again and going, hey, you know what? Maybe the Democrat Party isn't lost. But no, they'd rather stand up for these people. Let's see here. Indiana and Kentucky have cheapest groceries and taxes. Texas equals, zero state taxes. Their cost of everything there is high. I know people have moved there. They say there's certain taxes that they don't have that other states have, but there's a lot of things that are expensive because of that. That's how they make up for it. They're friendly to Bitcoin. So, that's something. Oh, Bitcoin mining, dude. I wish I knew more about crypto. I wish I had bought into crypto a long time ago. Wife and I have a little. We have a little Ethereum. Very minor, but we have a little. But yeah, Mr. Miles, if you know enough about that, whoa, you go, man, go. That is a thing. You ever look at something and go, God, I wish I would have got in the ground floor of that. That's one of mine. That was one of mine. Mr. Miles, I may take you up on that sometime. Like I said, my wife and I dabble in some of that. Don't know a lot about it, but we dabble. I do know it's a good idea, but with crypto, I don't like our government trying to do it, which I'm glad Trump is not for. Biden was the only one to do the digital U.S. dollar that they could just shut off. It was China. It was China 2.0. Before I close this out, but just last thing, I really think Democrats should get some common sense and move back to at least some things they can agree on with Trump. This continual disagreement is why they lost. When even the average citizen, even some light lefties were going, hey, wait a minute, this just makes sense. Why are you standing against it? They walked away from Democrats. Like I said last night, Tulsi, Elon, RFK, Trump. These were all Democrats. Man, you got to get it right someday. Bitcoin is the ultimate libertarian tool. My only thing is I've been told Bitcoin can actually be tracked. In a way. But I don't know. But I do think it's a good idea. And once again, diversifying is a great idea. Like I said, we have a teeny bit of Bitcoin because we're not rich enough to afford a lot of Bitcoin. We have a little bit of Ethereum. I think we had a little Doge at one time, but that was a long time ago. Yeah, I agree, Mr. Miles. I do think crypto is a type of freedom. And I do believe it's a little more... The funny thing is, crypto is shown to be more stable right now than a lot of what they call fiat currencies in a lot of countries. I mean, what is it, Argentina? It's their official currency now in Argentina? Holy crap. That's a big deal. To me, I think crypto is a better investment than buying gold. I mean, whatever. I don't say you have a little bit. I wouldn't mind having a little bit of gold around just in case. But I think if the world hits the fan, I think if something goes wrong in the world, I'm not sure people are going to be going, you got gold? Okay. I think if you got food, water, and ammunition in a bad situation, that would be currency. Oh, yeah. I'll trade you some food for some 45. I got you. I knew nothing about Bitcoin, so I did my own research. And I'm still on the fence. Gold and silver, it'll never be worth anything. I don't think gold and silver is worth nothing. Silver, strangely, doesn't grow. I personally think silver is being held down. With everything we use it in, and superconductors, everything, and same with gold, it should be higher. Gold has come up. If you bought gold 10 years ago, you've made some money. But I'll tell you what, if you bought Bitcoin 5 years ago, you're rolling in it. So it's a game. I mean, my wife and I bought into Netflix, both of us separate before we met. We bought into Netflix before we met early. We're not rich. We didn't put a lot in, each of us, but it's became a decent amount of our portfolio now because we got in early on something that grew. I think one of the things it's hard to talk about, but Rumble. Rumble's young. If you ever want to get in the ground floor or something, I have no stake in it. I'm not getting anything. But I wonder if Rumble is going to keep growing. I'm sure they lost Dan Bongino for right now. But that's a growing platform. I wonder if they are a good place to drop a little bit right now and see what happens. So, yeah. Gold has not kept up with inflation. It should have, but it hasn't. Yes. There's a lot of things like that that's good for you and me that never keeps up with inflation. And if I was told, well, here, we'll talk about it in a sec. We'll save that for the end. Remind me at the end, because I do want to get through a couple things here, because I put it in my title, and YouTube gets a little cranky with you. Algorithms don't like if you put things in there and don't talk about them right away. Gold can be taken from you. BTC is much harder to do that with. To a point. The only thing difference, here's one downside to BTC. It's just like an electric car. Power goes down, you're screwed. The gold is still in your hand. Little quick story here. We've had this happen a couple times in my area. Jim is pretty familiar with my area, but the Quad Cities is a large metro area. But we've had power outages. We've had storms go through. Our house got damaged badly by a tornado a couple years ago. And there were whole times where the power in the Quad Cities, huge swaths of it, were off for sometimes weeks at a time so they could repair stuff. Well, one, I've got a generator, so woohoo me. But also, I kept cash around. I still carry cash on my wallet. Everybody lives off these dumb cards. When the credit card machines were down at all the grocery stores, what were they taking? Cash. There was only one or two gas stations that had a generator to run their pumps, but they had no credit card machines or power or lines to run those cards. There were no ATMs working, no debit cards, no credit cards. Everything was cash. We had people begging us for some of my cash at the gas station for they could get gas in their car or for a generator they had. And I couldn't do it. And I'm glad I didn't because we were power out for 2 weeks. I've loaned that generator to my aunt. Or my wife's aunt, sorry. But yeah, you got this. The problem with EV cars are the same way. Power grid goes down, you're screwed. They have a limited range and usefulness as compared to any gas vehicle that's comparable. Maybe the technology will be there someday, or we'll go to hydrogen fuel cells or something else. But right now, EVs and crypto do have a problem with power grids. Yeah, but the problem is, what do you do for 3 weeks without any money? That BTC will be there when the power comes back on. But what do you do for 3 weeks? For 2 weeks here one time, we bought groceries, gasoline, and any needs we had off cash. We saw so many people that were screwed because they didn't do cash anymore. Especially younger dum-dums. I got my plastic thingy. Slip, slip, slip. Of course, those are the people that overspend too. People that use too much. There's a bunch of studies done that show cash coming out of your wallet and out of your hand actually almost physically, mentally hurts you. But the plastic, you don't get that same inverse dopamine hit. And you don't feel it or see it. It's not some physical thing. It's a bloop, 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 bloop. But yeah, that BTC being there 3 weeks later ain't gonna do you no good. I recommend to everybody, keep some cash around. Keep a decent amount around. But yeah, we filled our generator the whole time, and we had to help people around us and put food in our freezer and our fridges because they had no money to buy anything. Gas, even if they had a generator. Once they ran out of gas, they were screwed. So that's the thing. I agree, but the problem is money is still safer. And actually, cash has one thing that even BTC doesn't. This is why governments do not like cash, and they're trying to get rid of it. They are really after getting rid of cash. They want to be able to track everything you spend on, everything you make, everything you do, everywhere you go. And cash, you can still insulate against that a lot. They don't like that you can get your paycheck cashed every week and put $50, take $50 out of every paycheck and keep that cash at home. That adds up. They don't like that you can go to Facebook Marketplace or go and buy something, or go down to the grocery store and buy a 6-pack of soda or a pizza cash, and they don't get to know about it. And they somehow act like that money you have taken out of your check that they already knew about is somehow illegal almost to them. They hate you having the freedom to do what you want with your money when you want, and them not having to get to know about it. That's a problem. That is a big problem. I mean, my God, you'll end every kid that mows grass and every kid with a lemonade stand. You would decimate Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that because they would know everything, and they'd be able to stop you, tax you. They'd be like, oh, where's the sales tax on this $10 lamp you bought? That would decimate it. Let's see. Jim, I pay with cash. The bank doesn't need to know where I spend my money. $20. Yes. I will use my card on stuff I don't care the government knows about. Such as there's other records, like my doctor sends prescriptions and stuff. I get it. But oh yeah, cash is a good thing to spend on things. I had a friend who bought a bunch of home improvement stuff for his house using cash. Because he didn't want the government to share that info with the place he lived, and they'd raise his property taxes. Yeah, they are all interconnected. A lot of people don't realize. Be careful using rewards programs. I got a friend who, I use cash, but I want to go to the grocery store, and I go, but you use a rewards program? Yeah, then they know what you spent anyway. Those rewards programs are not for saving you money. It's only for tracking you, so they can give you suggestions, know what you're doing. How do you think you get recommendations? Your email, hey, you should buy this milk again. If they know that, the government knows it. So I use my cash for other things. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of people should have a side hustle. But that's another problem. If they ever got cash outlawed, all the side hustles everybody has, from selling homemade ice cream to people, to book sales, to lawn care, would go away. They want that. They want that 100% control of every bit of your life, and that's what it is. So I know we got off topic here. There's a reason for that. Okay, there's the last thing we'll do. Mr. Miles, there's a reason for that. Cash used to be the best way to save. Our grandparents and generations back never had to worry. One person could work in a household, support a family of 4, 2 cars, vacations, house, retirement, everything off that one salary. Why? Because of a term you rarely hear anymore. This was a common term. Compound interest. But then we got the Fed Bank and all this other crap involved. And our government, I can't remember the laws they made, but they made laws where they separated the interest rate, the bank, the interest rates that go to you and me that we should make in our bank accounts, but the interest rates you and I pay for houses are not interconnected anymore. They used to be. They used to be almost 1-to-1. My parents, just me growing up, I remember my parents getting 12 to 15% interest on savings accounts. They get 8 to 9% interest on checking accounts. I remember my grandmother telling me about bank accounts used to pay 20+% interest. That's how it worked. Money was a great way to save. But now most banks pay you pittance. They're still somehow making 10, 20, 30% off your money, but they pay most people 0.8%, 1%, or if you're lucky, ooh, you can find a 4.5% interest rate account now. Booga booga. That's impossible. That's why so many people have to take a chance on crypto or on investing in the markets, because we don't get to save anymore. They have found a way to eliminate wealth from people, to keep people dependent and to keep people working longer. A lot of people can't afford to retire anymore. And that is insane, that we used to be able to, one salary, put a certain amount away every time. That compound interest, I'll tell you what, at 10%, that builds up. Over 10, 20 years, whoa. That's insane amounts. But now at 4% maximum, and like I said, that's only some accounts. And even those a lot of times have certain zones you have to stay in. If you go too high or too low, you lose that. But the average person out there is paying 0.8 or 1%, getting 1%. You'll never make anything on that. So it is a scam. Half our system is a scam. Yeah. You are better off these days almost getting cash and keeping it in your house. Why do I say this? Because a friend had told me this. He goes, if you have it in the bank, let's say you're making 1% interest. He's like, yeah, how far is your bank? How far do you drive to and from there? How long do you sit? A lot of people sit idling in the drive up. How much gas did you just spend? How much of your time did you just spend going to the bank? You just spent more than you will ever make in interest on that account that year. It's like, shit. So, yeah. The rabbit hole, look into fractional reserve banking and modern monetary policy. I've looked into a little bit of it, and it's not rabbit holes. That's a prairie dog den there. That is a mess. And they did it on purpose. Once again, they found a way to take away from the American people and keep for themselves. It's insanity. So you are almost better off sometimes having your money in your house, keeping it cash. But I love how they make that kind of illegal. Well, if you are keeping over this much in your house, you must be doing it for nefarious purposes and we can take it. Fuck you, it's my money. I should be able to keep it wherever I want and as much of it as I want. If I happen to have $500,000 cash and keep it in my house, that's none of the government's business. They don't get to assume I'm doing something nefarious with it. That is guilty until proven innocent, and that is unconstitutional. But there are areas that do it. I mean, our banks have to report on you now over a certain amount. If you move a certain amount of money or get a certain amount in or spend a certain amount out, they have to report on you. That is stupid. Banks can borrow from the Fed for dirt cheap rates. Yes, yes, yes. But they also invest your money and make shit amount of money on it still. They are still getting paid interest rates that you and I don't get. They make 20% on your money. You're making 1 or 2%. It's not the way it used to work. Yes, so is Australia. Australia has been outlawing cash. And I tell you what, I've run into stores around here that say they won't take cash. And I've gone up and told them that's illegal, because it is. It is illegal. That dollar in your hand is legal tender for all debts and services. That is the law. If you find anybody that will not take cash, well, we'll only take card, you go, that's illegal. That's illegal as shit. You're providing a service, I'm paying for it with this. That is legal tender. I'm buying this widget and you won't take my cash? Screw you. I've walked out of places. Well, you just pay with your card. I go, F you. Maybe it's something I don't want Papa Gov knowing I'm buying. What if I go to the XXX store and want to buy a blow-up sheep? God knows. Hey, I'm not going to judge what anybody's into. But what do you want? Blow-up sheep, Velcro gloves, and some Vaseline. I don't think the government should ever have to know about that. But what if that store goes, we'll only take card? Everybody from Google to Papa Government gets to know about your blow-up sheep, your Velcro gloves, and your lube. That's just an example. That's just an example. How much do you really want them to know? It's crazy. With cash, you can buy those things and go back to your house and, hey, whatever. I'm not judging that. Everybody's got their kink. Whatever. Maybe I had to pay taxes in 18 years, all legally. Well, that's good. Wow. Wish I could do that. Mr. Miles, stores also have to legally take pennies. Yes. Even though I will say, I think it's maybe time to stop making pennies. Anytime we have a coin, like there's a 1 cent coin that costs us 5 cents to make, boy, if you add up all the pennies we're making, that's a lot of loss. That's waste. Maybe they should streamline that. I would stay with nickels. At least we break even. I think they make nickels for about 4 or 5 cents each. So stick with nickels and above. And don't let them try to puff it up and go, oopsie, now it costs us 25 cents to make everything. So eliminate these. They'd move up and get rid of money anyway. No, no, no. If it really legitimately costs 5 cents to make a penny, no more pennies. Round the numbers off. I'm tired of people when you go to get gas. Oh, look, it's $2.99 a gallon. No, it's $3. $2.99.9 is $3. Only people bad at math say that's $2.99. I'm tired of this fractional 0.1%, 1 cent crap. Round stuff off. Everything out there should be rounded. My God. They have all that info already. The CIA is tapping your phones. Probably. But I'll tell you what, they at least got a little harder time with mine because I run VPN on mine all the time. Sometimes I run, I can't remember the name of the VPN. There's another VPN that runs like on the Onion type of VPN. It runs through 111. It bounces. It's like in the old movies. You see it bouncing here, 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 here. It's crazy cool. The only thing you have to remember is if you really want to go off the grid with a VPN, you got to shut off all the location services on any apps you have and make sure you're not signed into apps. Because like I'll search for stuff on my computer here using my VPN. But I do it using Brave, one. And then I will go to like Amazon, hunt for something, but I won't sign in. I'm not signed in. It thinks I'm some dude in Fresno searching for bicycles. But yet if I go to my actual account, use Google and go to my signed in Amazon account, hunt for bicycles, I suddenly see YouTube ads for bicycles. I see, I get pop-ups for bicycles. I get Alexa recommending bicycles. I hear bicycles everywhere. Holy crap. So I'm telling you, VPNs, if you know what you're doing, are great to have. Just for the ads, not you don't get shoved with. And they don't know what I'm looking for. They don't know what I'm buying. I like that. Yeah, the NSA, I can see why some people are pissed at Snowden. I know that, what's his name, Tim Pool. He doesn't like Snowden because he said he did something illegal and got some people almost dangerously hurt that were undercover. Maybe that's true, but what excuse do you have? Because he couldn't have gone to anybody in our government. They would have disappeared his ass. There was no way for him to bring things out going through the whistleblower program because they would have disappeared him. But yeah, he busted out that our government was illegally spying on us. Remember, Barack Obama was doing it to our allies. Germany and all of our allies caught them bugging their phones in their offices twice. That's a big scandal with Obama. Everybody forgot. So don't talk about how our allies don't like Trump. Oh, I got a pop-up. What is that? Yes, Jim, and I tell you what, I like how Trump was honest back in the day. Oh, he's using loopholes to get out of taxes. And he looked right at it. I think it was Hillary. And who helped vote those loopholes in? You did. I'm using the same loopholes you do and your buddies do. Oh, that was a good smackdown. Yep. There are loopholes, but there are more if you got more money, more lawyers to find it, more accountants to find it, and enough to make it worth your while. But yeah, there are loopholes. If you have a certain amount of money and certain ways to do stuff, there are loopholes. I mean, cash is one, honestly. Cash is a big loophole. That's why they do not like it. Look up the crap Australia is trying to do about cash. There are already some banks over there that won't give out cash. It's like, whoa. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Miles. He actually said, and who made those loopholes? You and your friends. I'm using the loopholes you helped make in Congress. Chicken mate, exactly. All right, guys, we're going to head out of that, and we're going to head over to, could Florida eliminate property tax? It's complicated. All right, hold on to your seats, grab your drink, and hang on for a sec. I got a little bit of a problem with this. Not with them doing it. I have a little bit of a problem with property taxes. Because I don't like, as somebody who paid our house off, didn't want to as quick as we did, but when I was dead close to dying with my lungs, and they said, that's it, you got to stop. We didn't know what was going to happen, how long I was going to be around, and we took money out of savings and just paid the house off. But I'll tell you what, I don't own it. I love, people always go, I own my house. Oh, really? Cool. And what if you don't pay your taxes on it? Well, the government will take it. Then you don't own it. The only difference is you have one less landlord. You don't have the bank as your landlord. I still have Papa Government as my landlord. If I don't give Papa Government his tithe, I lose it. They'll take it. That is not what our forefathers ever wanted. They said back in the day, you find writings, that if you didn't pay your property taxes or certain taxes, that you wouldn't get any services that were associated with those taxes. Not that they could take your property. But now they have it so turned around, and that's how they use power over people. They keep you in fear. If you don't do this, they'll come take your property. If you don't give us this, you'll lose it. They do it all the time. You got the government doing dirty crap with taxes to take people's property. You got somebody that a family, a farm, or somebody's got this huge property they've had in their family for generations. Even if they don't farm on it, but sometimes it's farmers. And suddenly, what do? They jack the taxes up really high. And these people go, we don't make that money. We can't afford these taxes. And they go, well, if you just sell a little bit of this property, you can use that to pay the taxes. And the people, fine. Okay, they sell a little bit off, pay the taxes. Then the next year, what happens? The taxes have gone up a little more, and they still can't pay them. So they got to sell a little more off. So somebody that has these big acreages suddenly ends up with nothing. That is a way they are trying to remove property from us. And you and me, if we don't pay our taxes, I supposedly own this. But if I don't pay my taxes, I take it. And I do not think that is property ownership. I am maybe not saying we should eliminate all property taxes. I think we should eliminate all property taxes for anybody that owns their property. If you have paid it off, or maybe it's up to a certain age, let's say after age 30 you pay no more property taxes. Maybe age 40, I don't know. But there should be a limit until it's gone. So it's gone. So when you actually actually say, I own this. And Papa Government can't come along and go, we're going to take it if you don't do everything we say. They use that against people. When the government wants to go after people, they will try to use tax law and crap to remove people's property, to get them. They can't get them by real laws. Like, it's like how they got Al Capone. So yeah, I do not like it. I owe taxes and won't be due till I'm dead. Well, okay. Shit. Holy shit. All right. Hey, I just want to bring up one thing. I don't normally ask stuff like this. Jim's known me a long time. He rarely seen me. In fact, he was on some of my other channels back in the day at times, and he heard me never mention this, and some people on there were saying I need to more, and they're right. If I want to get my reach anymore, I need to ask people, hey, if you like anything I do, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And if any of you guys watching like anything I do, please recommend the channel. And it doesn't matter if it's a Democrat, a Republican, a Libertarian, centrist, it doesn't matter. I like conversations. If you don't like my opinion, feel free to chime in. I would like to grow a little more. And the biggest channel I've ever had was 4,900 people. But hey, that was a good channel. Still there, but it's a lot smaller because I haven't done much with it. But yeah, please let other people know. If you know anybody else that likes this type of stuff and likes to discuss and is worried about what's going on in this country at all. It could be a Democrat. Maybe they don't agree with me. Hey, it is what it is. But I think you should own your property. Sooner or later, the government should not be able to take it. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking here. Mr. Miles, on the flip side, it's an active force that's distributing land to those who keep the land productive and away from those that don't. Yeah, but I'm not sure all land needs to be productive. I mean, seriously. Of course, I do not think that any foreign government should be able to own property in our country. Only citizens should own property. I can't technically own property. I can't own property in Mexico, I believe. I kind of rent it. I don't think you can't own property in China. Why do we let China buy property here? Property in the United States of America should be only for citizens. That is not some unconstitutional Bill of Rights crap. It's stupidity that we allow it. I've heard people from other countries say it's stupid that we allow that. They don't understand how our government allows that, and I agree. But I'm not sure somebody's land has to be productive. Let's say somebody owns 5,000 acres. They don't do anything with it. It's just nice woodland. Got some fields over here. Been in the family for 4 generations. They don't do anything with it. Does that have to be productive? It's theirs. I don't think the government should be able to take it over taxes. I don't think you should be forced to be productive with it. It's my land. So that's just me. I know. Hang on here. You're right. You did this to me the other night, Mr. Miles. And what did you say here? What? Links in the video and live stream video description. That's a good idea. In the description. I will do that from now on. Sorry, as a one-man band, the way my day was going today, it was kind of a busy day. I was working on a friend's truck, doing some plugs and wires, and one of them spark plugs had been in actually a couple of them had been in a long time. I had to put a big wrench on there, and I was at half a second of giving up because I didn't want to snap that off in the head. Oh, not fun. So, some cussing and a 3/8 impact gun and some work. I finally got them out, but woof. But yeah, you're right. I will put those in the description from now on, Mr. Miles. I'm very sorry. But yes, I will do that. But yes, you said that last night, and I just ran out of time tonight trying to spend time with the wife, get down here after she went to bed, and deal with the dogs. Ugh. Well, let's see. You can move and reinvest the profit within 2 years, make improvements, write off expenses, till you come out even, owe nothing. What do you mean, Jim? On what? Because if people are taxed out of their property they already own, that's kind of screwing them. I mean, I was talking about where, like I said, somebody owns 5,000 acres, but the taxes keep going up so high, they can't afford to pay the taxes. So then the government goes, well, just sell some of your property. But it's a never-ending cycle. There's been so many families who've had to sell off family property till there's nothing left. Until they can't even farm if they wanted to because the taxes are so high. There's no way to fix that without the government stopping raising taxes too high. If I cannot legitimately sell my house for what the government wants to say it's worth, then that is bullshit and you should be able to redress that. You should be able to sue the government for damages there. They are doing that just to be able to tax you. They will take a house that's worth $80,000, say it's worth $100,000, so they tax you on that $100,000, even if they know there's absolutely no chance you can sell that house for $100,000. They know at the most in a good market you might sell it for $85,000. That's how they screw everybody. They overtax. And imagine if you have thousands of acres of property, and you're a farmer, and they do that. They say, well, your land is worth $50 million, but it's only worth $10 million. Don't matter, we're taxing you on $50 million. And you go to court half time in these property tax things. Most times they summarily rule against you. Don't care. They'll just still get, even if you show proof, this will never go for that. They go, oh, too bad. They rarely do the courts back the people on that. Which I'm about to find out in court probably next year or so. They've jacked my taxes way too much. They did it while my house was decimated by a tornado. So I got to ask them, why was my property tax worth 13% more while my house and garage were decimated? Nobody 65 or over shouldn't have to pay. I agree. If you want to draw the line at 65, fine. I think our retired people definitely should not pay any property taxes. Maybe even no taxes of any type. I don't like people being taxed on their Social Security or disability or anything like that. That comes out of your paychecks. You are already taxed on the full amount of your paycheck before some of it goes to your disability, Social Security, all this other stuff. FICA, you know what I mean. You are taxed on the full amount. Not on the little bits that come, not on the bits that's left after they take. So they've already taxed you, taken your money. That money coming back to you on retirement, disability, whatever it is already taxed. But they turn around and tax you on it. Ta-da! Illegal. That's will be double taxed. So yeah. Think someone like Bill Gates that buys up a ton of farmland and then shuts it down. Him keeping it from people willing to farm is kind of wrong too. Yes, it is. It is, but I'm more willing to let Bill Gates have our property than some Chinese communist shill coming over here and buying it. The government of communist China should never own property. Bill Gates may be a problem. Maybe we can find some discussion about that later. But right now, every piece of land owned by some foreign government in this country or non-citizens should automatically be taken back. I mean, automatically. Ooh, I got something in my glasses. Wow. So yeah, I just, I do think taxes. So, I mean, I haven't even read through the article, but I think that there should be some type of talk about this. I also like a consumption tax a little bit. Some of our tax laws are gone stupid. We need to scrap our taxes and restart. Our tax law is made to keep people afraid and held down. I mean, they say that not a single citizen in America can go a full day without breaking at least one tax law. That's insane. That is stupid. Let's see here. Lands in this topic. Another reason people lose land is inheritances. Yes. Oh, Mr. Miles. Yes. That's kind of what I was meaning too. But yes, I didn't state it as well as you just did. Inheritance. Their inheritance taxes are nuts. Now, I don't get why the government thinks they need to get a piece of that. They were taxing, let's say my grandfather owned 5,000 acres of land. He dies. They were taxing him on that the whole time. They're going to start taxing me on that 5,000 acres. Yet then they have some inheritance tax. Where the fuck does the government get to tax on something? My grandfather, that's always been taxed on it. I will always be taxed on it. Where do they get to add an extra tax for somebody dying and giving it to me? That is insanity. So I agree. My family's land used to be thousands of acres. Or generations kept getting, yeah. See, but that's what I'm talking about, Mr. Miles. They jack your taxes and make these extra little inheritance things. And they keep, the people keep having to sell off. Till like your thousands of acres are 15. That is sad. You should right now, or people in your family should be sitting on those acres of land. Unless they wanted to sell it. I get it. Sometimes not everybody wants to have that. They want to have a nice, maybe more money in the bank or something. But they shouldn't be forced to because the government taxes you into it. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. So yeah, I agree that is wrong what happened to your family, Mr. Miles. Totally. Jim Patterson, I own multiple properties, can make a profit on one of them, make an improvement on a different property and wipe out the profit and increase value of their property, repeat. I don't know, that sounds like something you want to be careful with. That sounds like there's a way tax law could get you somewhere on that. And don't say never, because that son of a bitch is 200,000+ pages. That is crazy. And that doesn't even go along with the states and the counties. We are buried in taxes. For a country that gained its independence over taxes, do you know how income tax is managed to be passed for the average person? It was meant to be replaced the loss from alcohol taxes during the Prohibition. Yes, and also there was some of the taxes were put in along the war because government needed more income for some of the war stuff effort. And they said war it was going to be temporary. Problem is with governments, anytime they enact a tax, it's never temporary. So now we've been stuck with them and they just keep raising them. Also, the problem is our government used to spend within its means better. Now they just drunkenly spend money. I mean, imagine wouldn't you wish we could do that in our lives? That I make $10,000 a year, but I get to spend 40, and I just throw that debt over there and keep ignoring it. Ignore my debt. Doesn't matter. I just keep spending over. We don't get to, but somehow our government gets to do that. That's how the government got people to swallow the pill. Yeah. Yeah, but it wasn't all prohibition. Some of it was to do with the war effort. They enacted a lot of taxes along with the war effort and stuff. I mean, we didn't even have property taxes till, income tax. Until, what was it, 1950s or something, or 40s, something like that? Hang on. I forgot the date. Now I'm curious. Let's see. I think I might be too late. It might be earlier than that. Income tax. Let's see. Okay, 1913. So I was off. But we had no income tax for 1913. Our government did just fine. And since they had put income tax in, we've gone downhill. So yeah. So that's one of the big problems right there. And Trump is right. Tariffs used to support most of our government. And people go, well, it can't do that now. We spend more. We spend too much. And I'm not saying tariffs could totally do it, but it should definitely cut down our taxes. Just by tariffing, we should be able to cut down our taxes. Well, Jim, nobody's careful enough. When you have billionaires with herds of lawyers, herds of accountants, and they can still get caught, none of us can live by the tax law. Everybody's illegal. I can't remember where that article is, but there's multiple out there that say everybody's illegal under our tax law. And they use it against you. They can come and get you anytime. But no, this Florida thing, I think it's a good idea one way or another. Let's get into this a little more and see how much we can actually agree. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has signaled his support for eliminating property taxes in the Sunshine State or drastically lowering them, though such a move is expected to be an uphill battle. Oh yeah, because politicians love our money. They've never seen enough of our money. The Republican governor agreed with a post shared on X, formerly Twitter, last week that said property taxes should not be based on the assumed value for new construction homes. I like that, assumed value. How did the government get to assume a value and then charge you for it? That's what they did to Trump. They assumed Mar-a-Lago was worth shitloads more than it actually is. And go, well, see, you're lying to the government. Every assessment shows Mar-a-Lago is worth much more. But the government gets to assume whatever it wants. And they can charge you for that. Legally, criminally. I agree, Vance wrote, responding to another post saying the state really needs to abolish property taxes. The governor said he would support the initiative and agreed that taxing land property is the more oppressive, effective form of taxation. I agree. Could Florida eliminate property taxes? Because property taxes are collected at the lower local level rather than the state level, their elimination would require an amendment to the Florida Constitution. To achieve this, lawmakers would need to pass a joint resolution with a 3/5 majority in both legislative chambers, followed by approval from 60% of voters in a general election. And you got to worry, what type of loonies are in your county, wherever you're at, that would say, no, got to give that government. The government should have all our money. We like big government. Crap. In a post on X, DeSantis said, we should put the boldest amendment on the ballot that has a chance of getting 60%. I like that the guy is actually a good governor. I mean, as a governor, I like the guy, but man, he really screwed up during the election. Property taxes are local, not state, so yada, 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 saying the same thing. Okay. But yeah, the post was shared on X by Donald Trump, son Eric, commented, Florida leading the way. This is amazing. While such an initiative may be popular among homeowners and those considering moving to the state with the purchase of a home, Florida is already a tax-friendly state. Asaf Harpaz, assistant professor of law at the University of Georgia, told Newsweek, is one of the few states that does not impose an income tax or a tax on Social Security benefits, he said. The proposal, if implemented, may significantly reduce funding for government services and those who rely on them, which I understand. I think maybe we could do a little bit. How about reducing them and then doing a total audit? Let's doge the government there and see if there's some waste we can eliminate there. Maybe that would take the pressure off. I think Doge, what Doge is doing to our feds, should be everywhere. All I can imagine is if Doge went through my state and Mr. Miles' state, holy shit. I think if there was a Doge-style thing in Illinois and California and New York, they might find as much in each of those states, if not more, of fraud and waste than they found in the federal government. I really think so. Especially California and New York. But Illinois is known to be the most corrupt state in the union. So you Doge this state. Holy cripes. God, the squealing you would hear from the lefties. Oh. The idea of abolishing property taxes in Florida could soon become more than an offhand suggestion. On Tuesday, State Senator Jonathan Martin, a Republican representing Fort Myers, filed a bill, SB 852, for consideration during the legislative session that will start March 4th that could lead to studying the possibility. So maybe by the time they're studying in 50 years, they'll think about it. I don't know. The analysis would consider, among other things, the impact of eliminating property tax on public services, including education, infrastructure, emergency services, and whether consumption-based taxes would make Florida more attractive to business than to other states. You know what? Florida, it might. Consumption-based taxes. They have a crap load of rich people in Florida. That would probably work there. But I'm just saying. What would impact of the move have on the state? Well, they just said that above. Eliminating property tax would set Florida apart from other states, according to Harpaz. I don't know how to say that properly. As would be the only one to collect no income or property taxes. Excuse me. In fact, it would be the only state where property taxes are not collected, he said. I'm stuck in Illinois, one of the highest in the country. And we don't get nothing for it. You think any state where you have the highest property taxes in the country, you should have a shitload of nice roads, nice bridges. You should have amenities like crazy for that money. Or why are you paying those high taxes? I'm looking at you, Illinois, because right across the river, Iowa does a lot less. And per capita, per person, does a lot more with their less taxes. I don't see a lot being built in Illinois, but Iowa's growing like crazy. All right. Such a proposal likely to face significant obstacles. Revenues previously attained through property taxes need to be replaced. Or spending's reduced. Why not we study? I like a combination of both. I like a little bit of both. Let's do that. It's like Democrats, Republicans working together. How about a little bit of both here? How about just reduce these property taxes and reduce spending both? At the moment, Florida supplements the absence of a state income tax with other sources of revenue, such as sales tax, which is a type of consumption tax, really, is aided by a booming economy, ample tourism, and positive net migration. But not even the state's thriving economy can make up for loss of revenues resulting from elimination of property taxes. Yeah. And we know they're going to go into funding and yada yada. But personally, I think I like growing interest in eliminating property taxes. What are you talking about? People have been bitching about it forever. I personally like the idea. But I maybe not eliminate. I like a little bit of both. Let's lower the taxes significantly and then reduce some wasteful spending. Between the two, poof. Maybe add a small consumption tax in there. How about a little one? Little one. There we go. And we've got it. And you still, the property tax, you're going to come out better. Even though I think there's also be laws where just because you don't pay your taxes, they can't just take your property. There's got to be something there. There's got to be. Let me catch up here. Let my boys worry about it. Did you hear Jussie Smollett? What? Jussie Smollett. Oh my God, Mr. Miles, you're killing me. This is Doge County, boy. Doge country. Oh God. Dude, you know what? The funny thing is, I know you're joking, but you know what? In this day and age, we've heard crazier. You don't know if somebody's joking anymore. That's so. Oh, holy crap. Dead dog. I didn't even see him sneak down here. I'm sure you guys might have saw it in the camera if I wasn't in the way. I have a big 95-pound dead dog down here. Hello, Riker. Yeah, my dog is named after a Star Trek character. He actually had a Star Trek collar for the first 4 years of his life till he killed it, or 3 years. And it had the pips on it and everything for Commander Riker. Seriously, it was the Next Generation colors, pips, his name tag and everything was all the Star Trek symbol. It was, yep, that's me. My wife did it for me when I said, okay, we'll get a puppy. So she picked a Star Trek name for me, knowing that I would like that. So Mr. Riker's down here on the floor. I got a flip from a tail saying his name. Anyway, since for an LLC, I die here. My portfolio. Yeah, I'm too poor to have a portfolio. I don't even have a port or a folio. I'm more called a portfolio. Is your SSI taxed in Illinois? I'm not sure. No, you mean your retirement? I know we don't tax retirements in Illinois. I'm not sure about SSI. I know disability is. Iowa also recently, the last couple of years, has stopped taxing retirees. Because retirees loved Iowa, but they would flee Iowa to Illinois as soon as they retired. You know, it was stupid because they bitched about the other high stuff here. Because Illinois didn't used to tax retirement and Iowa did, but now Iowa doesn't. So Illinois has also lost that stream from people coming here older. It's like, oops. Let me see. Florida took Disney World's special. Oh, isn't that great? They deserve it. Stay out of politics. You shouldn't have stuck your nose in. Yeah, you're probably right. That is a big tax increase, Mr. Miles. Disney should have kept their mouth shut. God. Be in business. Don't screw with things. Especially, that wasn't anything that had to do with their business. That was some wokey crap, and they just had to stick their nose in. My portfolio might be pure crypto, though. I don't know if you'd call what me and my wife have as a portfolio. We do have a couple people that do investments for us, and we do some on our own. And I guess you would consider that a portfolio. I guess even if you own one little bit of Doge still, you're still the old Dogecoin. You're still considered to have a portfolio. So I guess we do. You own a house, you have a portfolio. Nah, no, it's not a big house, but we do okay here. But we need more room. We've used every bit of room in this house. Every bit of room in the garage. We need more garage because we have 3 vehicles. I got one in storage right now for the winter. We need a bigger yard for our dogs. Yeah, we do. We need bigger space. But we can't buy it over here. We've looked at upgrading around here, upgrading. We can't afford it. The taxes are knucking futs. For the size of house we want, I believe we'd be paying between $5,000 and $8,000 a year in taxes over here. Other side of the river, $2,700 to $4,000. That's a shitload difference, folks. So yeah. Look into uranium stocks. I know it's related to nuclear power. Yeah, if we can get the government out of the way to let us do nuclear reactors. Nuclear is the cleanest, cheapest energy on Earth. The most amount of energy for a small space. Not like these insanely huge solar farms that need tons of maintenance and only last so long and have a lot of problems and cook animals in the air. And wind farms where those things go bad, they get buried because they can't do anything with them. They're expensive. They don't put out the power. We have one in my area. Jim Patterson probably knows it. We have one in my area in Cordova called the Cordova Nuclear Plant. It's an older plant. It puts out a monstrous amount of the power from this area still. And it's not even running at full capacity. That thing's idling along. Never had a day of problem up there. Newer scale nuclear plants are amazing. We should be running them. No, yeah, Mr. Miles, my wife and I talked about that too. I mean, we're like, oh, Bitcoin is so high, and I was having a problem with that more. She was telling me that. She's like, it doesn't matter. We got to start somewhere. It's only, if you keep saying, she's looking at me going, if you keep saying it's only going to go higher, we got to start. I mean, so we do buy a little here and there when we can. So yeah, but that was kind of what I want to talk about tonight, is those things. I am definitely for some type of property tax change. Not because I'm just in Illinois, but we need one nationwide. I do not like governments being able to rip people out of their property like Mr. Miles' family, and or just the fact that we pay too much and maybe I'll take it. You'd never own it, and I have a problem with never actually owning our property. So we'll see if we can find, let's go to my profile here, see if we can find something a little happier. Lion's Den over here. Mr. Miles, I will start putting all my links in my description. Thank you very much. It's a stupidity level of my own there. I don't know why it doesn't occur to me. I was told that in my last couple channels. I'm not very good at sharing to grow, so let's see. But I do share all my videos here before I go live. Let's see. What was funny? Did I find anything funny today? No, I really didn't. Let's just go home. Let's see who was posted anything good today, guys. Let's see. Oh, that is something we could definitely talk about. Like Matt Walsh here, talk about the federal workers crying about this. Crying that they may have to prove they're doing something. I mean, Trump did this. They're doing this because they're not even sure which of these federal workers are real. They're trying to find out how many are actually paying attention and how many are actually valid. Because there's a lot of people on the payroll that may not even really be doing anything. But, oh my God, can you believe this? I've owned a business. I've worked for other people. Imagine telling your boss, oh, how dare you make sure I'm doing my job. If your boss comes to you and goes, hey, are you being productive? Are you doing what you don't get to just, but some of the government workers are protected. Learn to work an oil derrick, assholes. This is a level of absolute insanity. Curled up behind my feet. So I think it's amazing, these people whining and crying and reeing. Welcome to the rest of us, you jackasses. I don't get to tell my boss, how dare you make sure I'm doing my job? How dare you check up on me? One of my employees told me I would have been like, bye-bye. And I didn't have an HR department. Another big scam. A big scam Democrats started on us and lefties. You have to have an HR. Screw you. There are ads. Here's one of my biggest. This is a huge pet peeve of mine. I cannot get through this ad without getting pissed off. There's this ad from like Bambi. They're an HR manager. And the person is asking, it's like some business owner asking, oh, I don't know how, I have a person that won't come to work every day. And when they do, they stink. What do I do? I don't know how to handle it. You fire them. You say you're not doing the job I hired you for, and you are causing a major disruption. Bye, you're fired. I have a person who is stealing money. I don't know what to do. You fire them. Oh no, Bambi, they don't even call it firing. It's onboarding and outboarding or something like that. What are you, onboarding and termination? Screw you. This HR shit is lefty crap. As a business owner, if somebody's not doing the job, I should be able to just fire them. And being a small business owner, I could. I had people go, I did have somebody complain one time, he was doing some book work, and it's like, well, I talk to HR. I'm like, you're talking to HR right now. I'm it. Goodbye. HR departments are a scam. You got people getting huge loads of money, like this Bambi Corporation. Sorry, guys. You're a scam that shouldn't have to exist. And I know some people go, well, it protects workers. Most time, all it does is screw business owners, especially small ones. So, yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I expect to see $250K price for BTC in the next 4 years. You think that high? I think we'll see 150 in the next 4 years. I don't think it'll hit 250. I could totally be wrong. I'm thinking 150, 175. Retired from U.S. Steel at 50 with 30 years. Went into real estate investments and never looked back. Well, that's a good thing to do. That's a good one, Jim. But no, I hate this stuff. This HR stuff really pisses me off. And these government workers, what a bunch of weenies. I don't want to have to show I do my job. They're mad at Trump for making them come into the office. There's one video I shared on a stream a few days ago. This chick is whining. She likes that she gets to sit around and watch TV half the day. She's like, I haven't had to change out of my pajamas in years. Well, holy shit. You want to check what size government wage we're paying her, don't you? So she'll do a little ticket work, do a baby talk on the phone. Then she admits she sits on the, watches TV for hours, then maybe do a little more work, then watches TV for hours, never changes out of her jammies. I'm sorry, but no, go to work. Grow up, go to work, get a job. I also argued with somebody the other day, and this is a big deal. People who do not know how taxes work. There was a Facebook post I was reading the other day, and this chick was throwing a fit about these people. How dare you? No, these people, they do pay. She's actually screaming that these people do pay taxes. They're just like us, and how dare we hold them to some standards? And I had to inform her, they do not pay taxes. They are not just like us. You do not know how government works. I pay taxes. You guys pay taxes. Government workers do not pay taxes. They live off our taxes. Their wages, their benefits are our taxes. And she argued, well, they tax them. They're taxing them the tax money of mine that is paid to them. And then they get a little bit of it back again, my tax money. It is reciprocal tax money there. They are not making anything or contributing any money to the system. Government workers live off our tax money. And it was hard to get it through her head. She's like, but they pay taxes. I'm like, stop saying that. That is not a valid argument. All you do is keep showing your ignorance why more and more people on this thread are piling on you. They do not pay taxes. They live off our taxes. Any money taken from them for taxes is my taxed money. They get to keep some of my taxed money. Some of my taxed money actually goes back in the kitty again. But it's taxed money. They do not make money for the system. So it is crazy how I had to argue with so many people on there. They pay their taxes just like you do. And she started arguing then that they don't work for us. They're taxpayers just like us. They don't work for you. I go, yes, they do. They live off our taxes. You might be able to see my dog. Huh. That's my dog, Riker. Scratching himself. But she started screaming, they don't work for us. I'm like, well, then who the frig do they work for? She goes, well, they work for their supervisor, and that supervisor works for... And I go, and they work for the government, right? Well, yeah. Who do you think the government works for? This doofus, absolute R-word tard person really didn't think that the government works for the people. She actually thought the government worked, we work for the government. That's her thought process. She gets mad. She goes, I hate when people say a government worker works for us. They do not. To hell. Government of the people, by the people, for the people. They are our employees. And I kept trying to hammer into her along with other people. Our taxes come out. Our taxes pay for everything in our government and everything for these workers. So how do you figure they're not our employees? And I had to describe to her as a business owner. My company makes money. Everything from my company goes to my employees to pay for my employees, their food, rent, everything else. How do you figure they don't work for me? It's the same thing. And I couldn't get it through her head. And it was crazy. There were other lefties in there piling on who were saying the same thing. It is insane. This is the left. They are communist, doofus, socialist tards. So yeah, I had a hell of a time with it. I just wanted to bang my head against a wall. God, I wish they would teach money management and investment strategies at school. Me too. Me too. I do wish they would teach how our government works. You got these idiot lefties out there thinking these government workers don't work for us. They actually think government workers pay taxes. You can't pay taxes when your whole very existence is living off of taxes. My God. I don't understand that. I just do not. But that was something that really teed me off. Breaking. 52% of American voters believe the Democrats kept the border open deliberately. Harvard-Harris poll. 52%? I think that's low. It is clear as hell they did. Clear as hell. Harvard-Harris, they hedge their bets. They're pretty conservative. So I don't mean conservative as a conservative party. I mean, they're pretty conservative with their numbers. They're usually low. And sometimes I wonder if they do it on purpose just to cover their butts. But usually with Harvard-Harris, if they say 52, it's closer to 70% or 62%. Anybody that doesn't think it was on purpose has got to be... You should get an MRI right now. Really, an MRI should be done. Yeah, there's a... okay, Joe Biden openly said, I want everybody to flood the border as soon as I'm president. How much more can you get on that being... Yeah, it was on purpose. Oh, no. This is so stupid. Elon Musk has had personal data forever. He started PayPal. He had tons of info. He's got hackers. If he wanted info, he could get it easy. And she's not Miss Warren here. Maybe I don't like you having my personal info and all your interns. We have interns and mailroom people that have all of our info. She's not worried about that. So, yeah. Deep in the make more money mindset. Mr. Miles, I've been there myself. My options have been limited, but my wife and I examine, and we're flush. But we're not rolling anything. We'd like to be rolling it. But yeah, I agree with you. I'm kind of in that area where I'm really just trying to make every cent work for us. So, yeah, we're pretty good at budgeting, so... I mean, even these. Normally they're kind of expensive. Ollie's, a inventory buyout store in my area. They had whole crap loads of these for a crazy good price. It came out to be less than half what they normally cost. So I bought cases. Because I do like my caffeine. So yeah. So Elizabeth Warren, man, she is such an idiot. Problem is, any of these judges doing this are illegal. All right, let me see if I can find something fun to chat about and maybe end our night. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, guys. This goes right along with the video I posted today, if anybody wants to check it out. I posted a video how right after Janet Mills is bitching about we're not following Trump's trans rule in sports, there's a biological boy in Maine who screwed over all the girls in the state championship because, one, he finished first place. Two, because of his finish, his team won the state championship by 1 point, screwing over every girl in line. Because that team wouldn't have won state championship. The other team should be able to sue or something. Because that other team should have got first. That team without the boy may not have even got second or third. They may have finished fourth or fifth from what I hear at least. So there were teams that should have been first, second, third, fourth, fifth that got screwed out because they had a biological boy. Now that's a video I made today. I posted on YouTube earlier. It's like, oh! So now I run into this. Trans athlete CC Telfer told CNN that he is a victim since he can no longer compete in women's sports. I'm black, I'm a woman, I'm transgender. If that means you're not a woman, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that means you are not a woman. You can call yourself transgender all you want. Man, woman, that's it. And I'm an athlete, he said, adding, each of my identities is a target, especially in America. But your big, huge, muscled looking butt should be able to compete with girls. How does that not make them a target? Oh, God. Remember when Warren demanded to see Trump's income taxes? My, how the tables have turned. Yeah, no kidding. Even better, remember when Rachel Maddow, oh, looky, and she did that illegally. Rachel Maddow should have been in jail because leaking somebody's income taxes and showing them on TV is illegal. She showed it. You talk about doxing somebody. If there was justice in this world, Rachel Maddow would have been in jail. Look that crap up. She shouldn't have done that. Those are illegally leaked federal documents. But yeah, then she did that. She's all proud. Yeah, watch this. Oh shit, he paid more than he needed to. Whoops. Kind of run that whole thing. You know, lefties still say he's screwing taxes. It's like, dude, go watch Rachel Maddow. She found he actually overpays and doesn't try to get it back. Oh, let's see. Also, in addition to being stupid narcissist, Donald Trump is mean. He's just downright mean. He's a bully. How is he mean and a bully if we voted for it? Oh, what the hell? She is cranky. You small in the pants fucks think I'm crying because you handed the keys to the day one dictator who doesn't give a flying fuck about you. Oh, I've cried over... She's cried over it. Holy crap, I didn't cry over Biden. Because I know how fucked it's going to be. You're self-filleting because you don't yet. You will buckle up. Sheesh, Joe, who pissed you off so much? Yeah, she's a... wow, I wonder if she's married. I mean, that's part of her problem. I want to like that. Ugh. Oh, no. All right, here's a good one for you guys. From Libs Attack, Rachel Maddow has a meltdown over Joy Reid being fired. Okay, I'm telling you right now. I'll bet she's a little bit pissed off. Because maybe she sees she might be on the chopping block next. I mean, she is almost... Now, Joy Reid was a racist. She was a racist as hell. I mean, she was totally racist. We'll be on in about another 5-10 minutes, guys, and I'm going to be out for the night. I got a lot going on tomorrow. Today. But yeah, Rachel Maddow should be afraid. She should totally be afraid. She's mad. Dude, does anybody here think Joy Reid isn't a blatant racist, the stuff she said? I don't care about any white woman's tears. Well, hey, guess what, Joy? We don't care about any black woman's tears. If it's not racist for you, then it's not racist for me to say it. Could you play the meltdown? I think I can, Mr. Miles. But this is MSNBC, and they do like to copyright strike people. So hang on. I will do it. I may have to stop and talk during it. Could you guys hear it just a second ago? Here, let me know. I'm going to hit play. Because sometimes when I shut my software down and reboot it, sometimes it changes my speaker settings. So give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys can hear this.
All the other nights except for Mondays. So that's a big change. An even bigger programming change is at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern, where Joy Reid's show, The Readout, ended tonight. And Joy is not taking a different job in the network. She is leaving the network altogether. And that...
Oh, funny thing is, who named that woman Joy? Is that really her real name? Because if her name is actually Joy, wow, her parents totally misfired on that sucker. All right, you guys can hear it. I know NBC has a habit of kind of striking people. So for fair use, I got to stop and unfortunately get to hear my voice a little more again. So I'm going to have to play here in bits, and I'll try to find good places to stop, or I can back up upon request.
Very hard to take. I am 51 years old. I have been gainfully employed since I was 12. And I have had so many different kinds of jobs, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. But in all of the jobs
we believe you. We don't want to know.
Years I have been alive, there is no colleague for whom I have had more affection and more respect than Joy Reid.
Never had more affection, huh? I don't know. I'm starting to worry because, well, the look on her anyway. We already kind of know what's going on.
I have learned so much from her. I have so much more to learn from her. I do not want to lose her as a colleague here at MSNBC. And personally, I think it is a bad...
What? Wait. I love everything about her, including the racism part. She is one of the most open racists on TV. Well, was on TV. She said some insanely racist stuff. Let me put it this way. If a white person on any of our news programs had said that, including Mrs. Mad Cow here, holy shit, they'd have been removed. Because black woman is protected. She can say whatever she wants. But she loves that?
Bad mistake to let her walk out the door. It is not my call, and I understand that,
for the dish soap.
but that's what I think.
Oh,
I will tell you, it is also unnerving to see that on a network where we've got count them, two non-white hosts in primetime, both of our non-white hosts in primetime are losing their shows, as is Katie Fang on the weekend. And that feels worse than bad, no matter who replaces them. That feels
because they're racist,
indefensible, and I do not defend.
All right, once again, Democrats and lefties are the racists. They see everything through race. I'm sorry, but they were racist people, but they're bad people. Nobody was watching the shows. They were talking about how The Critical Drinker and Tim Pool get more views on videos than the whole show for Joy Reid Readout was getting. This is a major network. I mean, you got Critical Drinker making fun of TV shows and movies getting more views. Wow, that's bad.
But there's just one other piece of it that you should know. From your side of the TV screen, you will mostly see changes in terms of who's in the anchor chair. And actually, everybody who's going to be in anchor chairs from here on out are great colleagues. And
all right, I got to stop this. This is not because of you sick sons of dinguses. You know what? Mr. Miles. Oh, I love you, but boy, you may have just, I may have to sue you. You may have just actually mentally damaged me because I wasn't thinking that. I mean, I had a little inkle in my head, but I wasn't going that far. Nobody imagined Joy Reid and Matt Allen are lesbian relationship. Ew, ew, ew. There is not enough bleach for my brain. Because as soon as I read it, oh yeah, great. Track number 3 up here went, hey, by the way, I'm as quick as Grok. Here's an image in your brain. Shoot. That was not pretty. Thanks, Mr. Miles. Oh, Christ. Jim Patterson, I may need some of your gummies if Mr. Miles posts anything else like that.
great at what they do, and you are not going to be disappointed in who's on our air and what you're going to be seeing. But one thing you cannot necessarily see is that the people who get our shows on the air, they're really being put through the ringer. Dozens of producers and staffers, including some who are among the most experienced and most talented and most specialist producers in the building, are facing being laid off. They're being invited to reapply for new jobs. That has never happened at this scale in this way before when it comes to programming changes, presumably because it's not the right way to treat people, and it's inefficient, and it's unnecessary, and it kind of drops the bottom out of whether or not people feel like this is a good place to work, and so we don't.
Who cares? You didn't really give a rat's ass about how Joy Reid was treating anybody who disagreed with you idiots. Anybody agrees with MSNBC, horrid, Nazi, whatever else you guys say. But now this is not the way to treat people. Are you kidding? Sorry, my voice rose 10 octaves there. This idiocy is making my nuts hurt. Those things are going to suck back up from this level of stupidity. They can't stand to listen to it. They want to hide back in me so not to listen to this. My God, besides reading Mr. Miles' comments, who do you think was the top? Matt or Reid? I'll tell you what. That's besides a gross thing, those two, but wow. I'd say Mr. Maddow here. Yeah, she wants to talk about lovins the Browns, and I don't like some racists. She's gonna, I bet. Yeah, Maddow wears the strap on. In my opinion. Jim, glad I could help. Send all compliments to Mr. Miles for his comments, because it falls into the category of things you can't unsee, and my stupid brain went and popped an AI image in there. Thanks, man.
Generally do things that way. Maybe all of our folks, including most of the people who are getting this very show on the air right now, maybe they will all get new jobs here, and I hope they do, but in the meantime, being put in this kind of limbo, The anxiety and the discombobulation is off the charts at a time when this job already is extra stressful and difficult. It is not news for me to tell you that the press and freedom of the press are under attack in a way that is really...
Wait a minute. Her job is stressful. She is not a reporter. She is by no means a journalist. She sits there and reads a teleprompter and throws her opinion out. Her job is no more stressful than watching Critical Drinker put his videos out. Come on, her job is so stressful. You know what? Then you don't have to try doing your job like a YouTuber, not making millions of dollars a year. I think she makes around, $5 million a year or something, to sit there, give her opinion, and read a teleprompter. My God, must be horrible to deal with that stress.
It's a big deal for our country. It's very visceral for us here. I know that the business of the press is not an easy thing, and I know that no job is forever. But I think I'm safe in saying for all of us anchors who you know through the TV, please know that what pains us the most is not what happens to us. It is what happens to our coworkers on whom we depend and who you don't necessarily know, but we respect and love them and depend on them. And
oh no, bitch, we know your coworker. That's why all of us are celebrating. We are celebrating like hell because we know it. So she's been reduced to $3 million a year. Can you believe that twat Caitlin Collins makes $3 million a year? Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise, that is nuts. $3 million to sit here. And hey, MSNBC, let me help you out here. Look at me. Look at me. For $3 million, I'll do it for less. I'll do that job for $500,000 a year. Yes, I'll try to live on it. I'm not sure I can cut myself back to that. There you go. Fire her. Save yourself $2.5 million a year, and I'll do it for $500,000. And if I dare say I'm more photogenic than her, and I'll bet I can do the job better. I'll bet I could be enough to bring back some more viewers to your network. Oh yeah, I'll bring myself that arrogance. Better than listen to, Michael Knowles lookalike here.
Respect them. This is a difficult time in the news business.
Exactly.
But it does not need to be this difficult. We welcome new voices to this place and some familiar voices to new hours. It's going to be great, honestly, and we want to grow and succeed and reach more people than ever and be resilient and stay here forever. I also believe, and I bet you believe, that the way to get there is by treating people well. Finding good people.
I believe I can lie.
Good colleagues. Doing good work with them, and then having their back. That we could do a lot better on. A lot better. I'll be right back.
How about telling the truth? Maybe do that. I believe I can lie. I believe I look like a guy. Sorry. That was pretty horrible. Now you why I don't sing. I used to have the voice. I used to be a baritone in show choir. So what happens? You have a lung problem, it gives you all these infections. If Caitlin Collins was a conservative, I'd buy her dinner. Well, just make sure she trims the arm hair down and that unibrow. That's a hairy girl. There was one time she was on a video and she'd been wearing a really short shirt. She has more arm hair than I have on my legs. She's a hairy chick. I mean, you gotta watch the Sasquatch down below. So, poof. But yeah, that's funny there, Rachel. You're a dingus. Everything you said was bloviated crap. Yeah, it's just crap. Oh, we wish. Oh God, dream it. Jeremy Prime. Trump really did it. Kathleen Kennedy plans to step down from her role as president of Lucasfilm by end of 2025. I don't know how she has her job now. She has decimated everything to do with George Lucas. Star Wars, dead brand. Indiana Jones, dead brand. Everything she's touched has turned to shit. They've lost money on this crap. How is she still there? She's got the goods on people. She has got the goods on people, I'm telling you. We're going to steer a little more into pop culture. I don't know if you guys saw this. I know you two here. I want to know, there's a couple of lurkers I see. But I asked a question at the beginning of my stream. And I see if you, Mr. Miles, let's see how you are without any type of Googling. Who's this? Yeah. You might get it. Caitlin Collins is kind of strangely cute, but you got to trim that fur down. Because when that unibrow really comes up between her waxings and that arm hair, wow. I'd have to see that again. I can't remember when it was, but she was wearing some short thing, and she's like, she had fur clear up to here. It's like, whoa, girly. Girly, girly. Yeah, I don't know how Kathleen Kennedy's had her job this long. Oh, God. I'm not watch. I don't know if I can watch him. Yeah, I love these guys. Okay. You guys know who this little jerk is? Harry Sisson. He is a paid shill for the Democrats. He swore that Biden was going to win in a landslide. He is spouting right here the same crap that David Pakman and all these other Democrats go around spouting. Oh, the Trump supporters are regretting their votes. I've seen it. I've heard it, and it's happening. Yet every poll comes out and shows that 70+% of the American public are happy with it. Latest polling today shows that 76, Harvard-Harris, 76%. I love what he's doing. They love what Doge is doing. Yet then these idiots come out and go, lowest poll ratings ever. Nobody likes it. They're lying. Lying their butts off. It is insane they get to lie. I mean, it is just nuts how much they lie. Yeah, I've seen that. Let's see. I was going to go to, oh, God. Oh, don't even get me going about Dan Crenshaw. Everybody's worried about him for a long time. He's a jackass. I'm trying to find something fun to... Oof. She's pretty cute. She is held up pretty well, I'm telling you. Oh, God. Okay, this might be funny, guys. Let's see what this is.
My name is Daniel Thomas Pryor, and I am a citizen of the United States. And I fucking dare you to pass an executive order on me, you little fascist piece of shit.
Uh-oh.
And for those of you who voted for Trump,
trans.
Fuck you.
Want to bet?
Dear Mr. President, my name...
Want to bet why he's mad? I just get this feeling. Don't you? Yes, she is cute in her own way, 100%. Aaron Burnett. Aaron Burnett was cute as long as she didn't open her mouth. As soon as she talked. Man, I'm telling you. Let's see. Brave Star, Mr. Miles, exactly. Great theme song to that cartoon. And yes, she is cute in her own way, yeah. Anna Kasperi. Yeah, you're right. I think Anna's also been kind of making herself look better lately. Not just because her brain seems to be kind of figuring out some of the shit she's been lied to about. But I think she's been kind of looking like she's been hitting the gym a little more and stuff and taking care of herself. She's been looking pretty good. So, woohoo. Oh, God. But yes, Anna Kasparian is definitely getting cuter. All right, guys. How much do you feel like being subjected? What do you guys think? Should we be subjected to this? This is Joy Reid. She was sobbing about my show had value. No, it didn't, or it would still be on. Your crazy network didn't care how racist you were and the stupid shit you said and done. What they cared about was your show was not popular and did not have value. So, yeah. Anna Kasparian. Oh, man, now you said that. She is cute. She is damn cute. And you're right, she is getting cuter the more she seems to come to some sense. But she works with Chunk Uger. My show had no value. Yeah. You guys, okay, let's take a quick listen to this. I've heard it already, but in case you haven't, this is...
And that... I'm sorry.
Well, that's way off, even worse than mine.
That what I was doing had value. and value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And this is kind of like being on TV, so I apologize. And that it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is
she got wait. Is that her husband, or she got producers at home? The guy comes out with a roll of towels like he's a producer or something. Seriously. Is that like her husband or some crap? Or is that some producer walking out, hey, here's a towel? My God, that would make this really seem staged.
The moment of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted and not just Black folks.
Whoa. Oh, I missed that earlier. Oh, we opened up to everybody's eyes to the fact that Asians were being targeted. Targeted by who? She dropped that shit as soon as the proof came out showing, because they lied. They were trying to say white people and Trump supporters were attacking Asians. And then everybody started posting crap loads of videos and putting out police video and arrest records. It was black people. Black people were the overwhelming majority of the ones attacking the Asians. She suddenly shut up about that when that hit her. But now she's going to tout it? Yeah. Oh, you snapperhead. Oh,
or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them. Or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, defending books that.
But wait a minute, Joe Biden trying to make a Department of Government misinformation and disinformation and stuff. He was making a 1984 style administration. Or if you want to, a Fahrenheit 451 style government control of speech department. Miss Mary Poppins, that crazy chick. Oh, yeah. See, I mean, everything comes out of their mouth. They just can't stop
people find
lying.
Inconvenient, that Nicole Hannah-Jones put into our spirit that we need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country, whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And where I come down on that is I'm not sorry. I am not sorry.
Who just brought dead babies back. Up. Okay, so wonder what she has to say about Gaza. During their October 7th raid, took women and children back, and now are returning. They took them alive. Okay, let me help you, Joy. They kidnapped living women and living children and babies, and now recently have returned dead mothers and babies. So it means they took them alive, had them as captive, and then just killed them. Not like they were ended in a battle or some got caught in the crossfire or something. They took them and then ended them. And it looks like they strangled them while they were there. So you took living mothers and children and strangled them. And the worst part is, it scares me to think that they did that in front of the mothers. So Joy, where are you on that? Where are you on that? They took living people, weren't caught in a crossfire, weren't part of a battle, nothing. And then brought them back. That is insane. Holy cripes. I definitely eat a bag of, definitely eat that big baggie. Mr. Miles, I agree. Me and Jim Patterson had some arguments about this. Let me get through this and we'll talk about that real quick then for the night.
Those things are of God. And I'm a church girl too. And Those are the things that I was taught were of God, and so I'm not.
Yeah, she goes to the church of the church of the perpetual jackass.
Sorry, I'm just
That's her
proud
religion.
of my show.
Ugh. I have a quick question. Here's another hot take real quick. Hey, Joy, since you hate white people so much, you're always pissing on white people, you don't like white women's tears, why were you always wearing white women's hair? She wore wigs all the time, and they weren't black girl wigs. She was emulating white and Hispanic and Asian women's hair all the time. I'm sorry, but you don't have that hair naturally. Why were you stealing our... yeah, see how you like that shit was turned on you. Yeah. But yeah, now I know Jim Patterson will disagree with us, Miles. I've already made a video, about a month or so ago where I talked about this. I don't think America needs to be involved at all in Israel. And here's why. Not for the reasons Jim may think. But I don't think America should be involved in any of this crap. And I think everybody in the world needs to butt the fuck out of Israel-Gaza crap. Why? Imagine World War II. If we're fighting World War II and suddenly there's some group like UN or something over there. Hello, cat. Sorry, I just got head-butted. Let's say... Sorry, I saw Jim's comment. I love the Trump wig. Everybody makes fun of that. But let's say there's some UN type thing who is screaming at America and Britain, how dare you kill more Germans than they're killing of you? How dare you? Got to be equal. You've got to have equal reprisal. That is stupid. No war was ever won by equal reprisal. A war is won, or you bring your enemy to the table by doing more. They off 2 of your people, you off 5. If you off 2 and they off 2, it just keeps going forever and somebody keeps interfering. There's a Star Trek episode, Taste of Armageddon, mentioned it, I believe, last night, where Kirk, man, he shows he's a badass. These people had this nice little war going on with their computers back and forth. You know, and they were pretty much offing the same amount of people for hundreds of years. That is what's going on in this Israel crap. Everybody needs to back the fuck out of it. Nobody, I don't care which side you're on, should be getting your nose in it. Let somebody win. That's the only way. 50, 60, 70 years of perpetual war. How many people have died that haven't needed to be died because people keep interfering in this? This sucker would have been over. One side would have won it by now if everybody stay the flip out of it. Stay out of it. Let it end. And I'm not even saying we're going to like the ending. I'm not saying we're going to like it. What if Gaza wins? I don't know. But my God, we cannot... Sorry, I'm about to be jumped by a big chubby cat. Dude, do not. But we need to stay out of it. And most likely, Jim, Israel would win that. But it needs... Everybody needs to shut up in the world. Do not get involved. Stay out of it. Let somebody win. For the love of God, it's easier to let one side slaughter the other. Sorry. Slaughter the other and end this than another 50, 60, 70 years of perpetual war is going to fix. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to keep going. You have decades and decades and decades of more people dying. It's going to be worse than if something gets nasty right now and just ends it. Let it end. Stay out of it. Kirk got it ended. This is dumb. Jim, I don't know if Israel must win, but I think somebody must win. You cannot keep amping up and keeping up, protecting a war and keeping it going. Somebody has to win. That's all there is to it. I'm not even going to take a side. Would I prefer Israel win? Yes. But we need to stay out of it. Everybody needs to stay out of it. Let it end. The UN is fucking useless. Shut up, UN. It doesn't matter what happens. They always condemn Israel. They are nowhere more, no less hateful of Jews than the 1940s Germans were. So that's my opinion. But we need to stay the fuck out of it. So Mr. Miles, it's not such a hot take to me because I agree. It's all fucked up. I don't like how we're sending money to both sides. I don't want any of our money going there. Unless Israel has got a budget surplus. They can come and buy weapons from us. We shouldn't give them money and weapons. Buy it. Buy it from us. I have no problem being the gun dealer in this. But I'm telling you right now, it needs to end. And I'm tired of hearing the word genocide. Because if this is a genocide, it's the worst carried out genocide I've ever seen. Israel could have genocided them really if they'd wanted to. So, horribly carried out genocide. But I do not want another. I don't want 50 years from now this still going through this crap. And how many more on both sides will lose their lives over this? I think too many people have other interests in this and they're getting involved. I think it's a perpetual money machine. Like, oh, we're sending money to both sides. That's stupid. And we're not the only country. Other countries are doing it too. People supporting both sides. This is like a perpetual military-industrial complex, NGO type money sink. So yeah, I believe we need out. I need to leave it alone. One side needs to win it. If I had my preference, would Israel be the one? Yes. But we need to get out. I know I can't say it enough. Let somebody win this son of a bitch. Everybody getting involved has kept this war going forever. Every war in history, like I said, was won because one overwhelmed the other. Did more damage to the other side till the other side had to either back off or they just got decimated. I'm all for either at the moment. Either one needs to back off or one needs to be decimated. That's all there is to it. Okay, let's see here. I don't want us involved in Israel, but I understand it's complicated. I don't know if we have the moral high ground if we abandon an ally to their fate. I don't think they'll lose. They have an insanely powerful military over there. And I don't think a lot of countries want to get involved anymore. A lot of the countries over there were suing for peace under Trump, remember? I don't think a lot of them are going to get involved. And a lot of those countries over there don't want those people from Gaza. They don't want Hamas in their countries. They don't want the Gazan people. Because they tried that and those people started terrorist shit in their countries. There's a reason Egypt will not take them. So I don't know, but I don't think we need to be there. Lions Den, I'll combat your Star Trek episode of my own. Voyager, Scorpions, species 8472, yes. Invading the Borg. Janeway decided dealing with the Borg was better than them. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they were nuts. 8472 was badass. You know, I kind of like seeing the Borg get their ass kicked. Israel is NATO. We can't stay out. Then screw it. We need to get out of it. Our forefathers said, do not get caught in all these entanglements. They didn't want us having all these treaties because they knew it would get us buried in other people's wars and crap. Go look that up. Our forefathers warned us to stay out of crap. They warned us to watch our treaties. And are you sure they're NATO? NATO is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. North Atlantic. That's usually Europe. I think you mean UN. They're part of the United Nations. I don't know if they're part of NATO because NATO is a North Atlantic Treaty Organization. I don't think they're North Atlantic. But I could be wrong. But I do agree. I agree with I don't know if Mr. Miles is saying this. I think we should. I don't like NATO. I'm not even sure we should be involved in the UN. We pump in. I don't need these anymore. We're almost done here. We pump in the overwhelming majority of the money in NATO. We pump in the overwhelming majority of soldiers, of equipment, of aid. Yet we get no more say than anybody else. One jackass on the other. All it takes is Russia or China, especially UN, to say nope, and nothing can get done. I think the UN is a flaccid, useless thing. I think the UN had something to do with COVID, or at least help protect China over COVID. I think NATO is useless. If NATO is so amazing, why isn't NATO taking care of the Ukraine situation? Why is it us? If we are part of NATO, NATO should be handling it. The countries right there should be handling it, not us. NATO is useless. I want us out of NATO. I want us out of a lot of these useless things where we don't get anything out of it. It sucks us dry. If we're going to stay in these organizations, if it should be how much money and time and effort and soldiers and everything else you put in. If we put in the overwhelming majority, sorry, we're the big dog. We get to say F you when you try to say no. Sorry, we're the ender. If Russia wants to have that, or China has to pump more of all the stuff in. I'm done with this. I'm done with being blocked from getting anything done properly in there. I'm done with Iran and getting to be on the Women's Rights Committee. My God. I'm tired of NATO always just doing nothing but then looking to us. I saw Boris Johnson today making some bullshit thing about telling America to step up. America needs to handle this. Hey, fuck you. You're the ones over there in Europe. You handle it. How dare you tell us we need to pump more money in over in your area? Imagine if America told NATO or the rest of the countries, let's say told the countries in Europe, hey, Canada's trying to take us over, so shouldn't you get over here and take care of it for us? They go, fuck no, it's in your backyard. They ain't going to do it, so why are we doing it there? Stupid. Let's see. I don't know, Trump hasn't been aggressive. That's the thing, though. I don't know where you got that, Mr. Moz, because under Donald Trump the first time, he's leading to strength. He's peace through strength. And that is a big thing, because through strength before, using strength, you get peace. We've been flaccid and weak and let countries walk all over us for decades. And that's how we got where we are. You look at the traditional presidents of this country, let alone other countries. They were strong. They stood up to other countries. They're the ones that said, you touch the head of an American citizen visiting your country, we'll come over and take out half of your country. No Americans used to get touched because we led through strength. We warned people. It wasn't mean, just don't fuck with our people, don't fuck with us. Don't be idiots. Don't illegally trade on us. Trump is leading the way we used to lead. He's standing up saying, you're not doing this to us. Back off. He hasn't gone and started wars. Shit, we had less wars under Trump than we've had in the 50, 60 years before him. He got us out of wars. He started peace agreements where they said he couldn't. So I don't know about being aggressive. Being aggressive in the right way is not a bad thing, and that's where he's being. You gotta be strong. You gotta tell people, stop fucking around with us. And that works. I agree with Jim Patterson. He's doing what we voted for, yes. We want a strong America. We want to not be taken advantage of. And if he can stop these wars, more power to him. I love the Gulf of America and Greenland. I love it. One, America needs to be expansionist. A country that is, static too long becomes weak and lazy and stupid. We never should have given away the Panama Canal. That is one of the dumbest fucking things ever in history. We spent shitloads of time, money, and lives to build that. It is ours. And as for Greenland, come on. He's not going to take over Greenland. The man is strong. He's showing what he's doing is sending a signal to the rest of the world. You do not screw with us. We are strong. And that's what he's doing. He is sending a message. And I like it. Here, let me. Whoa, it didn't go automatically. It's supposed to snap to my screen. Boom. All right. Ooh, that's psychedelic in the background. He is doing what we wanted. And what we need. We need to tell people, that's it, back off. Don't screw with us. Treat us fairly. Stop the wars. Stop fighting over stupid shit. So I don't think he's being aggressive in a bad way. If he was truly aggressive, he'd be out trying to start more wars or trying to amp up a war already going on. He's not. So yeah. Well, I don't mind doing what it takes, because what it takes to get what he wants is what we want. Why don't we want Greenland? Denmark ain't doing nothing for Greenland. There's nobody there. Boy, I can see my delay here. Wow, that makes me want to, I probably reboot my camera. Something with YouTube. But no, I mean, I have no problem with it. And he's not going to, I love him. People, oh, he's militarily going to take over Greenland. He is not. And we're not going to get Canada, because we wouldn't want it anyway. He likes poking them. And doing that, his aggressiveness is what's getting us what we want from Canada. They have backed down now on a lot of their crap. They are putting soldiers on the border to stop the fentanyl. There's a lot going on that he's got done. He uses his aggression in a way that we should. One, we're the big dog. If you're the big dog, use it. Two, if people are screwing us, be aggressive, or being flaccid hasn't got us anywhere. They screw us more and more and more. Now he's back going, nope, it's over. You got to negotiate from a place of strength. Nobody's ever going to do what we need them to do, or what they should do, if we're going, can you please stop screwing with us? Hey, we would kind of like if you stopped letting China control the Panama Canal. Or, oh, it's okay. That gets us nowhere. Hey, motherfucker, do this or else, that kind of gets you somewhere. Will he do it? 99.99% chance. But it's just enough of a chance that makes people wonder, wait a minute, he might. We may want to not do this. So I like the aggression. I am all for the aggression. And why shouldn't we do what it takes to get what we want? Every other country does it. Why don't we? Why is it only bad seemingly when America shows aggression or pushes to get what's good for us? Nobody bitches when other countries push or illegally trade against us or tariff our shit. So I like it. I like it a lot. No, we haven't, Mr. Miles, and that's the problem. We are used to flaccid, weak-willed, lazy presidents and administrations who sell us out. This is a classic president. Go look at our history. How do you go look at the history of a lot of countries? Their strong leaders are what has made the country, not just our country, but a lot of countries better. Weak leaders do not. What's that saying? Strong men make good times. Weak men make bad times. Yes. And that's what we've got now. What happened? Trump was aggressive before, and our country saw one of the best 4 years in the past 40. Biden gets in, weak, flaccid, and we dive into one of the worst times in 50, 60 years. Trump is back. I'm hoping he can do it again. But you don't get things done and fixed and unfucked without being aggressive. You just can't do it. So we haven't seen it in our lifetimes, and I agree, which is sad. It's sad. It really is. It's sad because if you go study some of our past presidents, they even make Trump look kind of fuzzy. I mean, holy crap. There was some stuff where these guys, you fuck with us, we're sending actual troops. They didn't even argue. Just poop, here come troops. Holy shit. Trump doesn't want to do that. He'd rather be able to talk us out of it. So I'll stick with verbal aggressiveness than I will some of our past presidents who were militarily aggressive. So, yeah. I say we're going to manifest destiny and continue onward to Canada. The only thing is, if we took Canada, like I said last night, we cannot have them as a state right now. Not as one state. We'd have to break them up into multiples. And I think there's a lot of people in Canada before that. Let me hear you. There's a lot of people in Canada don't want to be part of America. But there's some Canadians that wouldn't mind. And there's some of those are in whole provinces that are definitely a lot more center or right. But you don't want to just bring in Canada as one monster state that would be a monster lefty, electoral college vote. Or, boy, you just gave the Democrats a win for the next 100 years. And the way the Democrat Party is right now, I don't want that. If they moderate it again, hey, this gets back to some back and forth. But Canada would be split up into 4 or 5 states. And you have to make sure you got a balance of center or right and center or Democrat coming in. That's the way it is. You ask for everything and more when you negotiate down where you want it. Exactly, Jim Patterson. I always tell people that when they ask me, because I'm, 30-year ASE Master Tech. People ask me, what do you think this car is worth? I tell them I'm not a big car sales, I fix them. But I go, okay, if you look this car up on Kelley Blue Book, and Kelley Blue Book says this car is worth $5,000. Oh, so I should ask $5,000? Go, no. You should ask $6,000. Always ask more than it's worth and let somebody talk you back, I say. That's exactly what Trump is doing. Let somebody talk you back. You don't start at your base level because that's where nobody's going to stay. They're going to talk you below it again. You go always ask for the stars. Kind of like my warp drive background is. You ask for more. And then also you can make the other guy feel good when you back off some. So he saves face, he looks good, you feel good, everybody feels good. So yeah. Let's see here. I think he actually does want Greenland. Oh no, I think he does. I'm not saying he doesn't want Greenland. I never said that. I said he's not going to do what some of the lefties in other countries, oh my God, he's going to use the military. No, he's not. He's offered to buy them. He's offered to buy it off Denmark. Denmark don't do nothing with it. Denmark ain't got a lot of money, and they sink money in there. They don't produce nothing, but we could definitely use it for the natural resources, and it is very strategic. I mean, that is a very strategic piece of land, especially with the world climate changing. Not because of greenhouse gases or humans. The Earth goes through processes. And they've talked about this when I was a kid. I remember this. I remember when I was a child, they were talking about how that passage up there had been open before and will be again someday. And it looks like it's edging that way. If that becomes an valid shipping lane, yeah, we want that. Holy crap, do we want to have control of that? Especially you don't want Russia to have it. I'm just saying, if you're actually afraid of Russians, people. Let's see. Trump is doing it. Teddy Roosevelt, speak softly and carry a big... Mr. Miles, I think you made one mistake there. I don't think Trump speaks softly. Trump speaks loudly and carries a big stick. Which is why I think a lot of people, even if they don't take him seriously and think he'll do it, they still have a little inkle in their head going, yeah, could he? I've never seen Donald Trump speak softly. The greatest ever. I can't do Trump, trust me. I can't even do my snagglepuss or anything. My throat is so messed up anymore. Oh, kitty cat. Hey, Jaxie. So yeah, but yeah, he is, I will agree with your analysis in a way. He is a lot more like Teddy Roosevelt than a lot of our recent presidents. And look at Teddy Roosevelt. He was a good president. So yeah, I kind of like that comparison, but he doesn't speak softly. Bad times create strong men create good times create weak men. Yes, we are now at the point where we have too much weak. We need to get back to the strong, and Trump is the strong to bring that. So yes, Mr. Miles, you got it. That is definitely the quote I was thinking of. But the way I said it's still valid. We need to have the strength to get there. Denmark had to get loans from other countries to cover the costs on Greenland. Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on, Denmark, really? What do you got going? Not a lot. You're a postage stamp. I mean, not saying you're not a beautiful country and people there shouldn't be proud of your country, but imagine though, what you could do with the money in your little country that we would give you for Greenland. Woof. Hey, how about this, Denmark? How about you ask for money for us to buy Greenland, but then make a deal with Trump for getting some money off some of the mineral rights? You could set your country up as extremely well off forever. Look at that. We'd get what we want. You get something really great out of it. Everybody's happy. Look at that. Come on, Denmark. I'm helping you out. Let's see. Anyone watch Pawn Stars understand what Trump is doing? Dude, lefties don't. Not just lefties. I run into some people on the right that don't understand it. I run into some libertarians that don't understand. I'm like, come on. Have you ever bought anything on Facebook Marketplace? When you sold your vacuum cleaner, you wanted $30 for it. Did you just go on there asking for $30? Because if you did not get your $30. Now, if you put it in for $50, you might have got your $30. Hell, you might have got 35 or 40. So, Mr. Miles, I understand what you're saying, and I wish more people knew, but a lot do not. A lot do not get it. Hell, Jack's down here gets it. Right, buddy? Sorry, he's half dog. You say his name, he comes to you. Let's see. Who has the most coastline, America or Mexico? As if I care about Denali or McKinley, I'll still call it Gulf of Mexico. I call it Gulf of America. Thing is, America makes more sense to call it Gulf of America. Mexico is just one country that's on that thing. America has more border on the Gulf. Also, Central America, South America, North America. It is the Gulf of America. And McKinley makes more sense. Remember, Obama's the one to change it to Denali because he was trying to erase McKinley. He was trying to erase some of our history. So I like going back to Mount McKinley because that's what it was always there. And it was a name of one of our presidents. Stop trying to erase our history. People before, Denali. That doesn't mean nothing. Yet someday some kid may ask his dad, hey, Dad, why is this called Mount McKinley? Hey, guess what? That kid's about to learn something about America. What's he going to learn? That's a Denali. Why that? Well, because Obama decided to change it to that. Gulf of America is actually better. And also, once again, what Trump is doing, Jim, is projecting strength. He's showing the world. Once again, you can't look at everything he does through one lens. You got to look at it as he is tired of being pushed around. He is showing the world the America you've dealt with for the last 60 years or 50 years, whatever, is over. Last 40, 50 years, you guys have been pushing us, taking advantage of us. We've been weak. Guess what? America's back. And he is sending signals. Gulf of America, he doesn't really care that much, except he's sending a signal to the world. He is being strong in a way that is peaceful. Once again, people talk, oh, Trump is so horrible. He wants to start wars. He is showing strength without violence. That's a big signal to the world. When he changes that to Gulf of America, that is on maps now. That is there. People refer to it as that, some people already. That is a symbol. Symbolic gestures. Also, symbols can inspire people. And that inspires some Americans that America is back. It feels good to have your country on its forefoot, not back foot all the time. Pulling back, hiding, worrying, cowering. It shows America is pushing out there. We are pushing back. And I like that. That inspires people. That inspires patriotism. Nothing more beautiful than that. So let me catch up here. Who has the most coastline? It's us. Don't the U.S. and Mexico share a roughly equal amount? I think if I remember right, we share a little more. But the whole point is, it's surrounded by America. And he's not saying Gulf of United States. Gulf of America actually makes more sense. It's surrounded by, it's got South America, Central America, and North America. That is the Gulf of America. And it's actually more inclusive than Mexico. For the lefties that like inclusiveness, that's more inclusive. Gulf of America is for all the Americas. So in a way, Trump is kind of bringing everybody together. He's being inclusive. Oh, forbid, lefties. I like just Gulf of America. Gulf of Americas gets a little much. Hey, there's my little dog, Gracie. And there she goes. She goes, oh, you're still on the computer. I don't want to be down here. She freaks when I'm on the computer. That's our little dog. Well, things change, Jim. I mean, there's a lot of things that have changed in this country. Hell, the world. I grew up with USSR, but Russia. I grew up with other countries, different names. What was it? Some of the African countries have totally changed names. I think I still have a map or a globe around here somewhere from the old. And you look at some of them new, it's like, I mean, I don't think Niger is a country anymore, is it? Hey, gotta watch how you say that one. But I don't think Niger used to be on my map when I was a kid. I don't think that's there anymore. There's another country that used to be something else. Now it's called Myanmar, but that's not the name it used to have. It's like, things change. Hell, Jim, how you gonna feel if 33 counties in Illinois join Indiana. You're still going to call those counties Illinois? What about Mr. Miles' state? There's a lot of Northern California wants to either break off in their own states or join other states. You still got to say, nope, that's California because you grew up with it. Well, sometimes we got to change. Not all change is bad. But I mean, I grew up with Gulf of Mexico, but I think it's a great idea. I understand what he's doing. Once again, Trump may be bombastic, but you got to look at the man. He's not dumb. He's very smart. He's not just bloviating. People think he is because of the way he talks. But he's not bloviating. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he has real reasons. And if you sit down and listen to interviews of the man over decades, he is very well thought out. He admits the way he talks does not share that. But he is very well thought out, and he knows exactly what he's doing. He is treating this like business. And in business, you definitely go out there. If you're going to go and negotiating with somebody, you go out and you deal from strength. America is dealing that now. I agree. Let's see here. Things change is why Trump should be the first American to rise above the presidency, become the first American Caesar. Oh, God. Don't say that. Somewhere, some lefty's head perked up and went, what? I still think it's amazing when Trump, what was it, last week, made that comment at the press conference. What do you guys think? Think I should run for a third term? I don't know. Can I? What do you think? And he was laughing, and he looked right over at the cameras for these lefty people going, hell, there's your story for the night. Gotta hear that one. He knew what he was doing. That's what I mean. He's bombastic. The man is a comedian. He could put George Carlin to shame. So I think he knows what he's doing. What is LFG? Did I make a boo-boo? What is LFG? What? Did I miss him? I've got a globe from 1963. Not the same as now, exactly. And we've adapted. And don't feel bad. I'd like to see, hey, think about that, how that's going to look on the globe. Gulf of America. Haha. Looks a lot better than Gulf of Mexico. Plus, I think Mexico owes us one. Actually, Mexico owes us about 40 million. Oh, let's effing go. Duh. That's what happens when I don't have enough caffeine and I'm up too late. Yep. Let's effing go. 100%. Jim Patterson, I sold cars on how to deal manipulate. Too many hours. Yeah, but that's, no. So you should know, my friend. Look at Trump. Look at his words, but look at what his actions actually end up doing. Sometimes he doesn't state as well. He's a little, like I said, bombastic. He is. But he does get results, and he knows what he's doing. You don't take $1 million loan, and people, oh my God, he got $1 million loan. Dude, there are people that get $1 million loans from banks that have built big businesses. He took $1 million loan, turned it into billions. There's not many people that could do that. And even the stuff he did, wow, he has far surpassed his whole family has ever done in the past. That takes brains, intelligence, and knowing what you're doing and how to deal. So I think he's going to deal with good for America, and I think I like this stuff. I think a lot of Trump people do. Even if they don't totally understand, why is he doing this? I've seen people complain, well, why is he concentrating on this? I'm like, he's not. He's still doing all this other stuff too. You've got to give the man credit. He has done more in the first month than any president in my lifetime has done, I think, in 4 years. Crazy amount of energy. Could you imagine having that energy at his level? At his age? That is crazy. That man, he is Nosferatu. He does not sleep. I'm telling you right now. Crazy. The man has a nuclear reactor in his chest. He's got an arc reactor in his chest. I think he borrowed that shit from Tony Stark. It's more than that. Trump getting thrown out for 4 years, having deep state go after. Mr. Miles, that is something I hear a lot of people say, and I agree 100%. I don't think even if Trump had won his second term before, I don't think he would have got as much done as he will now. I believe that totally them spending 4 years more going after him, going after his family, trying to steal his money, his businesses, his home, going and raiding his house, going through his wife's underwear drawer, going after his children, then trying to put him in jail for life, almost killing him multiple times. I think that totally backfired. I think, like you said, it honed him. It made him realize exactly how far these people will go. He won that first time. He thought he'd play nice and they would deal with him. No. Now he knows. That first term let him know exactly what they are than the last 4 years. And the one that really did it, I think, was when he got shot. That man was this close to dying. If he had not turned his head, poof, right on through. If not for the grace of God, that man is alive. Or pick your deity. Pick your Mother Nature. Whatever, save that man. Even sheer luck. And I think that was the final straw for him. He stood up angry for a reason. And I think that resonated with people. There are men in this world, like you guys are saying, weak men. There are men that would have cowered, would have given up right there. This man has no reason to be there. He could live a life, amazing life, anywhere he wants. His family doesn't need this. They almost lost him. He almost lost his life. And he stood up angry and defiant. That, I think, was the biggest mistake the left ever made right there. And yes, I think someday, 30, 40 years from now, we're going to find out this was a JFK type situation. I think so. But I think you're right. It forged him. It made him think that God had spared him for a reason, or luck, or Mother Nature, all the above, or just pissed him off. That they tried to kill him, and they did kill some poor man in that crowd with his family. A fireman. An amazing guy. I think that totally said they have no depths they won't sink to. And that's why he's in there right now just decimating them. Show them the cheapest car and have them add accessories. Never show the most expensive car, have them eliminate accessories. Kirk saved that man. He traveled back to our timeline to ensure Trump survived. Very nice. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, I don't know. You guys can see the picture at the bottom of my stairwell right there. That's a picture I got at a yard sale. Somebody drew that Spock picture with pencils. It's really cool. But yeah, I got a lot of weird crap. You can't see all the crap on this side of the wall and the back wall over here. I got stuff everywhere. Yeah, I do. Got a mess. Rest in peace, that poor guy. He died protecting his family. Yes, that is... I'll tell you what. If you're a man, there is no man on this earth that if you gotta go, no man on earth's gonna say that's not a good way. That man died as a hero. He will never be thought by anybody with common sense, never be thought of as anything besides a hero. Honestly. I'm not saying he should have died at that time. Man, that man had years left in him. That's what pisses me off. They cared so little about everybody, all the rest of our lives. And the weird thing, we don't know nothing about him. That's stupid. That man who shot at Trump, scurvy there. They can find out everything a J6 person has eaten for the last 7 years. Just that they walked on the grounds, but they can't find out anything about this dude? Come on. This is crap. But silly cars always follow the wife. Yeah. Yeah, that was that. But if you gotta go, men. And I never thought of myself as a manly man for a long time. But then I've looked at my life. You know, I don't like sports very much. I really don't. I'm not a big fan of Harleys. I kind of make fun of those, but I do have a muscle cars. But now I've looked. There are some real soy beta men out there these days. Men, which I've come to realize I actually am kind of manly. But men, that is a way to go. Sacrificing to get women on the boats in the Titanic. Sacrificing for your family. I mean, that is a way. Man. That's how men would prefer to go instead of that you know, how some of us can end up going in the end. So, yeah. But, guys, I appreciate you coming in. Mr. Miles, I will set my studio as one of my settings. I'm going to start putting all the links in there. So, hopefully, yeah. That's, like I said, I'm not good at sharing. I'm good at talking. My wife says that I'm really good at talking. At least I can do that. That's funny. Toxic masculinity has built societies. Yep, toxic masculinity. Building societies for 100,000 years. Oh, I love it. What comedian was it that said that, this is a show I love. It's a British show from years ago called Coupling. And there was a speech in there, but I believe it was Jack Davenport's character was talking about men and stuff. And he's like, half of the... Because she was mad he was looking at her butt or something. He's like, what are you talking about? He goes in his speech. He's like, almost all of innovation and technological advancement has been all done because men want to be able to look at your butts. Want to be able to see more butts. That's why they advanced. Yes, I do have a template on here, and I only had to change, like I change my thumbnail once in a while, and my tags and stuff. But yeah, it does have a template where I can, some of the stuff stays, yeah. And I just haven't added it, because once again, I don't have a staff. I'm still trying to do, I'm going to be up tonight. I still got 4 breathing treatments I have to do yet tonight. And I actually have a medication I should have taken 2 hours ago that, whoops, I got to take. It's helps my lungs, the defect in my lungs work. Instead of not working like normal. So, yeah. So, I'll be up for a while. And I still got a video I didn't upload from Rumble. My video on the trans athlete thing. I didn't upload it to Rumble yet. And then I want to upload this to Rumble. But I won't be tonight. Uploading a live stream takes a lot of time, even with my internet speed, which is really good. I like Big Butts and I Cannot Lie. That's still a good song. That is still a good song. But yeah, if you guys have never seen the British TV show, Coupling, go watch that. It is hilarious. That is a friggin' funny show. But I have that on DVD because it's a good show. It just is. That's where Jack Davenport got his really big start, too. You recognize some other people in there, too, that are bigger now than he used to be then. Take care of yourself. I lost my mother a few years ago. She had COPD. Yeah. Yes, breathing issues are not fun. Let me tell you, I can do a lot more, but until... I keep telling people, the oxygen is the fuel for your body. Man, I'll tell you, when you run low on air, whoa. Like I said, if I got my pulse ox right now, you would see my O2 is... low. It don't take much. Our bodies need a certain range. And most people watching this are probably running 99 to 100% right now. Me, I walk around between 90 and 94 average. And when I work out, I drop down sometimes to levels that would normally make most people pass out. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I try. My lungs suck. That's why I'm coughing. It's getting itchy. My lungs are telling me they're barking. They're barking. Let me know. But guys, I thank you for stopping in. Mr. Miles, thank you. Jim, I hope you have a good one. To any of the lurkers out there, I did see there were some. Thank you very much. Stop back in. I don't know if I'll do these every night, but I do kind of enjoy the late night streams. And honestly, I don't want to go up. Being a tiny little speck of a channel in this space, I'm not sure. It's not because I really want to grow so much. But I'd like to have more people to deal with. I don't know, to discuss and get their ideas. And come on, Mr. Miles has given me ideas, and Jim gives me ideas, and Study Boy, and American Explorer, and Christina Macy all give me ideas and talk, and I like that. And I don't know if I want to go up against somebody like Timcast or D-Day Cobra and all these other channels. You know, I like those channels, but you know, Nerdrotic, I don't want to go up against that man. Wow. Oh, Jim, dude. I'm sure at your age you've run into this before. You never will be over it. We have 3 amazing dogs right now. They're epic. We call them the Brown Crew because they're all brown on accident. Came from different parts of the country, too. Riker is from Kentucky. Grace is from Neola, Kansas. And Gemma came from Green Bay, Wisconsin. And our cats, Jaxie came from somewhere in Moline, from a litter they found there and we rescued. And our cat Pepper was actually a daughter of our shop cat, Lambo. Yeah, Lambo, as in Lamborghini. But, yeah, so we took her. One of my shop got putzed. Yeah. But, yeah, so, yeah. And I feel for you, Jim. Trust me. There's times I still think of our dog Coco, our dog Lacey, some of the dogs other in my past and cats. When my cat Tango died, oh, I was a mess. I had that cat for 20 years. She'd been with me when I moved into this house. She was my little kitty cat. She had my boy Smokey in the corner that used to be over here. I've changed the walls a little. There was a corner over here where he was born. Then he only lived to be 18 and he died a couple years ago. It does, you don't get over it, man. Trust me. I mean, dogs and cats. People say real men don't cry. Bull. There are times I almost tear up over the national anthem. That song means so much to me. I get goosebumps thinking about it. But man, real men do cry over dogs and cats. Yeah, national anthem, dogs, cats, your wife. If she croaks. I'm just saying. But yeah, dogs and cats, man, you will see the most manly man, Marine, been in 30 combat drops and whatever else and been shot. Doesn't matter. That man has never shed a tear. His dog dies or cat dies. Oh, blubbering, yeah. So I feel for you, Jim. I do. But well, I'll tell you this. The fact you're not over it is a tribute to your dog. Because they do so much for us. Get so deep in here. They don't leave us. They give us something amazing. They do. That's why when we've lost ours, usually we get them before. But when we've lost ours, we've always honored them by getting others and sharing what they gave us with those animals. My wife and I rescued a decent amount. We've only had one non-rescue since we've been together. That is Riker, our Chesapeake, because we couldn't get a Chesapeake from a rescue because they were being weird. And she'd never had a puppy. Found a good AKC breeder. Reserved him and drove to Kentucky for that boy. Tough breed, but boy, are they amazing. Their range of emotion and intelligence is nuts. I got the ashes of 2 dogs and a wife. I'm next. Ugh. I don't know, Jim. That's something we all have to worry about someday. Yeah, we've got a whole shelving unit upstairs. Not shelving, that's not a way to put it. It's a piece of furniture, nice one. It's got our animals' remembrances on it. It's growing, I'll tell you that, but they're so worth it. Jim, I don't know. That is a good question. What happens to that? Mr. Miles, I have a dog that's over 10 years old now. I can't imagine her not being by my side. I know. Oh, it's tough. It depends on the breed, Mr. Miles. Our last Chesapeake Coco, we rescued him at age 7. His breed normally lives 10 to 12 years. He made it to 14, and he didn't see a lot of decline till the last 2 years. His decline started right around 11 or 12. And yeah, it was rough. But it depends on the breed you have, Mr. Miles. Some dogs live 16 years. Some live 17. But yeah, dogs. Ugh. Gracie, we got her when she's a little older. She's my rescue fail. But she is right now 8. Gemma's 7. Riker's 4. But yeah, Riker's breed, they're a big breed. He's not the biggest we've had, but he's 95 pounds, 97 pounds. Coco was a big, even for his breed. He was 120. And Gemma is 77 pound, and Gracie's 57 pounds. But we have a nice crew. It's crazy. Tell you what, we don't have to lock our doors. Somebody comes in here, woof. Funny thing is, my cat here, Jax, he thinks he's a dog. When they run barking at the window, he runs with them. When they go out to greet my wife at night, he goes with them. When we call him, he comes in like they do. It's weird. Her name is Freya. Nice name. Father, full-blooded Australian Shepherd, and her mother was a blue-nosed pit. that dog might live 15, 16 years, Mr. Miles. 10 years. A lot of dogs don't go downhill if they live 16 years. You won't see downhill too much till 12 or 13 maybe with her. Sometimes bigger dogs don't live as long, so that's a smaller dog. She might have some good time left. I mean, Gracie is 8, and she rips around just as much as Riker does at 4. She's got half Husky, half Weimaraner. Gemma is, her DNA shows 8 breeds in her. Labrador, Pit Bull, Boxer, German Shepherd, Great Pyrenees, and there's something else, a couple other things in there. But yeah, she can scoot around pretty good. So no, just exercise with them, play with them, enjoy the time we got. And Jim, trust me, as dog owners, I'm sure I can speak for Mr. Miles on this. We feel for you, man. Trust me. It's a terrible thing we all fear when we have them, but they're so worth it. That's why we have 5 right now. Actually, this is the most we've ever had is 5 at once. We're done for right now. We're freaked out because it seems like a lot of them will be coming due to that time near each other. It's like, oh. So yeah, I don't know. Riker, not to pick on our others, Riker's probably our smartest. Chesapeake's are, it's funny, they're not listed when they look at the smartest dogs. You never even hear about Chesapeake Bay Retrievers. Coco, our first one, was stupid smart. This guy, my God, he is freaky smart. He got buttons. He hits when I want to go out. He hits a doorbell to come in. He knows whole sentences. It's freaky what he knows when he wants. Right, big man? Yeah. He's laying on the other side of the couch here. You always tell a real purebred Chesapeake they have gold eyes. They even reflect gold in light at night. All right, guys, I am going to get out of here. I ran a lot longer than I wanted to. These super long streams, barely anybody will watch them later. They're too long. So, it is what it is. I enjoy it. But thank you guys for coming in. I will talk to you later. I don't know if I'll do one tomorrow. I'll try. Got a lot going on tomorrow. And then next day I got to work on my brother's van because he can't do nothing. So I get to save his butt again. Family. Another dog is Yellow Lab German Shepherd mix. He's more of a sentient brick than a dog. Hell, dude. Okay. I've never heard it put that way. That's going to give me the giggles for the night. Well, Jim, let me help you here, bud. 1, even if you can only spend some of your life with that dog will appreciate it. Pick a shelter dog. How about an older shelter dog? Because that dog will appreciate even 4 years with you. Even a year is probably better than a shelter dog's having it right now. Give that dog a happy some time of his life, even if it's not forever with you. And an older dog maybe will be with you. And maybe talk to some of your family. If you have a dog, will they take that dog after you pass? Because that would help too. Then you can see my jacks. But yeah, so, don't think of it that way. Because I've thought of it that way. As somebody with my lung problem, I'm not supposed to be alive this long. I've always wondered what happens. But that animal will have an amazing life with you for that time. Maybe if they're a shelter dog or something, they're not having a good time now. They're going to have, even if it's only a year to 2 or 5 years with you, it's going to be an amazing time compared to what they're doing now. So think of it that way. Go good, And think of it this way, 68? Dude, you're young. Dude, most of us live in our 70s or 80s easy. So go for that. Go for that, man. Trust me. Give another puppy or kitty cat a nice life. Hell, if you're worried about you being older, get an older dog. I'll tell you what, older dogs, Gracie, like I said, she's 8. We got her, a couple years ago, or is she 9? Ooh, might be. We've had her for 2 years. A little older, no big deal. Oh, Jim, that's great. Too dark. I'm going to volunteer at the shelter. Jim, that is a great thing right there. You will make tons of dogs happy, and kitty cats, and everything. I love when people forget about cats. We have amazing cats. Right, Jackson? Yeah, he's listening to me. I said his name, so here he comes. Hi, bud. You see him right behind me now. There he is. Yeah, I keep saying his name, and he's like, why aren't you petting me if you're saying my name? Right, Jax? See, he answers. Oh, now he's trying to get to me because I said his name. That's my Jax cat. Jax. Our other cat's name is Pepper, so Pepper Jax. Yeah, volunteer at the shelter. That's a great idea. All right, guys, I do have to get out of here. I got to go do these treatments. Thanks for coming in. I will talk to you. If not, there's now Riker's going to come over here. That's Riker. Hi, buddy. He wants to go out and go potty, I'm sure. Yeah. Nice having a dog you can just reach down and pet without bending down. Hi, bud boy. Big brown man. All right, have a good night, Mr. Miles, Jim Patterson, Lurkers. I will talk to you later. And have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And thank you for burping. I'll talk to you later, guys. Have a good night. Doing and boing.